And we are live within our next session of the Scale of Fate. Not Scale of Fate, Castle of Glass. What the hell is wrong with me?
Get your shit together, bro.
I know. You were the one stressing out about the session. I'm already fucking it up. Anyways.
I have reasons.
Anywho, previously, all of you, we had two separate session zeros for each half of the party. The story of how Lebog met Rhea via a tip he was given before being essentially rescued from the church of the firstborn that had been chasing after them once they escaped, making their way towards the dwelling of an individual who had, given off the tip, as well as Thomas and Thomas's encounter with Xena and the very precarious situation the two of you had before making your way, same direction as the other two, unknowing that all of your paths would cross eventually. I feel like my internet died for a second. Holy shit. So, where this begins, the lot of you, all two groups, kind of pull up at the pretty much the exact same time in two different taxis, climbing out in front of a very large manor of sorts, a circle drive in front of it, this very elegant marble and wood building. Not marble foundation with, wood and stone structure of this building. Large archways in the front with a large set of thick oak double doors. As you all arrive, there is an individual waiting out front for all of you, a human man dressed in a relatively nice suit. Looks to probably be the butler or servant of the house, essentially. And he seems to be waiting for all of you as you make your way out of the taxis and they head off on their way. This is your time to RP, boys.
Hello.
Yeah, not everyone at once, please.
I go inside.
I look at Thomas and see if he has anything to teach me, because obviously we went on the trip together.
No,
Yeah.
It's been completely silent the entire drive.
He's not said a word in the
Not a single
the several days that you guys have been traveling. He has not said a fucking word to you.
No, obviously not. No. I kind of look around and I go, I don't even know if this is the place.
I will say, on the doors, you do recognize the crest on the door of the metal heart within the same symbol as the wax seal that you had gotten on your letter.
I look down at my book and I pull out my pen and be like, Thomas is handicapped, doesn't know where we're going.
Senile from old age.
I close it up, I'm like, all right, cool, got what I needed.
Damn, man.
Damn. Really just put Thomas down right off the bat.
Hey, he said he wasn't sure where we're at, even though we're very obviously at the right place.
To be fair, I wasn't told that it was the right place until after I said it.
Yeah, I forgot to mention the crest. I apologize.
So
Lebog
it's
said
your
hi.
fault.
Yeah, Lebog said hi. Thomas is just ignoring him and going towards the door.
I started walking before he said it, I don't think. I don't know him. Why'd I talk to him?
I think Rhea just kind of seeing more people and seeing this guy waiting for her to enter just kind of pulls herself further into the cloak she stole from the cultist last time, just in a futile effort just not to be seen.
Okay.
Oh, come on, don't be shy.
Oh, actually, does Thomas have any wounds from last session? As in, like, when he jumped out of the building?
I assume you haven't really changed all that much, like your clothing, other than like maybe an extra pair of clothes or whatever. You probably
Still
have a
got
few
twig
like
sticking out.
no, like it's been several days, so you've had time to clean up. You probably still have like scarring cuts and stuff for like healing cuts. So like nothing dangerous by any means. I don't know what else to say for that. Yes, he has
Guys-
cuts on him that are still healing.
Okay, and then you said there's a guy waiting at the door telling us to come in. Is that
He's
what you
just
said?
waiting. He's just waiting for you all to approach, essentially.
Yeah. I'll like approach and kind of like looking down. You know the middle.
Yeah.
You know the show, or that's not the middle. Whatever the one with Brick, the guy who reads a lot. God,
I
why
know
can't
that.
I
I know.
remember
Yeah,
that show?
yeah. I don't remember what it's called, but I think I do
Yeah.
remember that show.
I say, you know, hello, I'm Zena, and I go Sin. Like, I look down.
I'm Zin. You're saying this to the guy waiting for all of you? Are you saying
Yeah.
this to you? Okay. He kind of gives you a nod and just says, as you approach, just says, I need to make sure I'm saying the right. Yeah. Master Ironheart was awaiting all of you just inside.
I walk in.
Okay, you guys push through the doorways. Coming into this front foyer, large wood-floored space, a set of mirroring curved staircases going up to a landing to the second floor, where you can see there are 3 hallways, one to the right, left, and then straight down the middle. Above all of you, you can see a beautiful, crystal and brass chandelier, kind of lighting up this space. To the left and to the right look to be rooms that are blocked by sliding doors, as well as a hallway directly in front of you that looks to lead deeper into the estate. Inside, an individual, I will drop his picture, is standing within the center of the foyer, seeming to be
It's Ed Sheeran.
awaiting all of you, and apparently me dropping that has made it so that my stream thing wants to focus on him. Let me fix that. There we go. You see him awaiting all of you as you you enter the space. This dwarven individual. I guess I will let him describe himself. Atlas, you
All
come,
right.
Shine.
Yeah, it's my time to shine. I didn't realize I gotta give a description. You see, well, you could kind of tell by his dwarven nature. He has a slight, small tattoo, up just on kind of like the collarbone area, and reddish brown, like almost burgundy hair. He has a nice beard, kept well maintained. Obviously, doing good care on that. Dressed in not too fine of clothing, but they're not rags. Looks like something you might wear to like a nice dinner. So just kind of, he's just standing out front, waiting. He has a little, see a barn owl's perched.
You're breaking up a little bit, sir.
Probably. Is this better?
Yeah, that was better.
Yeah. So yeah, he has a little barn owl perched on his shoulder as well.
I look at the barn owl and I just think for a second. It looks just like me. No.
Daddy?
I don't
The
know how to
owl-
feel about this. I'm horribly conflicted.
The owl kind of like tilts its head while it's looking at you, almost like it's having the same thought.
Is that my dog?
I look at it, just like really, really confused, and kind of just like watch it from a corner.
You ever seen the owls do like the head bob and it does a swivel?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it does that and then it takes.
Okay.
All right.
Oh. Well, two of you have arrived.
Yeah, I kind of just watch the owl go by and go, cute.
Thank you. She appreciates compliments.
So what are you
Welcome.
guys here for?
I assume the
One.
other two walk in behind these ones. Yes.
Is that what's? I didn't know they arrived yet.
Yeah, we all arrived at the same
yeah,
time.
Yeah. After the first two walk in, you say that the next two come in directly after them.
Ah, looks like everyone's arrived. And well, don't stay by the door. You're gonna get cold. Come in. Maybe we should follow me. We'll go upstairs. We got some
The-
matter to discuss.
Yeah, the moment you
Wait,
got
so who are you?
he says this, the butler shuts the door behind all of you and then just seems to just give Atlas a nod and then just walks into one of the side rooms, slides the door open, steps in, turns around and then just slides it closed.
Wait, so you're this Atlas person?
Oh, how rude of me. Sorry. Been drinking, getting ready for tonight. Yes, Atlas Ironheart. Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, I'm assuming he holds out his hand. I shake. Bang.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Outstretched hand. Yeah, he's a little 4'2" man. He's stout. It's not like big or anything, but you know, he at least does some at-home workouts. He's not a complete gremlin.
We know you said gremlins,
What do you want-
but it came
what do
out
you
as
want me to
grem.
do?
Oh wow.
What do you?
What?
Does this sound better?
Yeah, that sounds better. I don't know what you did, but
I
it
don't know why
sounded
he
like
keeps cutting out. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah. He obviously,
Oh.
yeah, he works out a little bit. He's not like complete skinny and a little gremlin or something.
I'm hearing doubles now. What
I
the hell?
can't.
I think that's just you because I'm not hearing
Okay.
double.
Okay, it's gone now.
I really want to be like, wow, you're very much not a gremlin to this guy.
No, I mean, obviously, I'm not saying that shit out loud, but you know, maybe. Oh, would Atlas talk to himself? No.
You don't look gremlin like at all.
Well, if you would follow me, we have some important business to discuss. The auction will be starting.
Who now?
You'll find out.
Money.
No,
No,
I'm
you-
being sold.
And he's just he's gonna start walking up the stairs. Just not really turning around. He's just expecting that you guys will follow.
I'll
I have a
follow
really
behind.
bad feeling about this.
Does he still have the owl with him, or did it like fly away?
The owl would be perched somewhere behind you guys, up on probably not rafters, so to speak, but on like a ledge or like a shelf that is near the door.
Let me. Where's my sheet? Double check something. No. Never mind. I'll follow behind.
Okay. I'm assuming you're taking them to the study or one of your studies.
Yes.
Okay.
See
So you guys
your-
move up the staircase, kind of through. You know, it's a bit of a walk. You can clearly tell this is a very large estate. Upon pushing through another set of double doors further down the hallway, you find yourselves in a very vast-looking study, shelves on all sides, books covering them, as well as various trinkets and doodads, things that most of you wouldn't recognize. I'll let you all roll Arcana checks if you would like to see if Arcana or History to be able to see if you can identify some of the rarities he has on these shelves.
Let's see.
Don't mind me as I turn my camera on.
As I
You
say,
said
do you want it rolled on D&D Beyond or the Foundry or what?
You say
Foundry's the
Arcana or
easiest.
History?
Yeah, Arcana or History. Foundry is going to be easiest just because it's there. Wow.
18.
Okay.
8.
What about Thomas? What are you rolling?
A moment.
It's an 8 with a +4.
I didn't take any
That's
of my
crazy.
dice out. I'm sorry. I did not do good. I did
Okay,
not do good at
so
all.
the only person really noticing stuff is Ria, mainly because some of this stuff is from your time, which actually is very fitting. So looking around, you can see there
Yeah,
are
call me Steve Rogers.
there are various like cases with weapons of war, like remnants of weapons of war and stuff. There are old firearms that look to be in display cases on some of these shelves. Further in the back, there looks to be on one of the higher up shelves this glass rod that looks to be sparking within a case that has glyphs and runes carved into it, almost probably for some sort of security or to contain whatever power this thing has. And you also notice a painting that is up on one of these shelves of a very familiar group of people. Specifically, the parties of the Scale of Fate campaign. You see Journey, so your own mother. You see, now I'm forgetting the other. What was her name?
You forget
What was
the
orc's
other
name?
group.
No. The orc, the werebear. What was her name?
You mean Galnora?
Yeah, Galnora. You see Galnora. You see.
I know Galnora.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You see Galnora. You see Errol. Kellic.
You want me
Trinket,
to rattle
all
off
of
the
them.
names for you?
Yeah, I'm really blanking. I have
Alright.
100 characters in my head right now.
Yeah, you're good. I'll pull up the character.
I have so
Um,
many characters in my head right now.
Yes. So you'd see, I don't know who you listed off. Journey, Galnora, Errol. You see Andraka, Calder.
Calder's not on there actually.
Oh.
You wouldn't. There's a.
Is Kosho on there?
Kosha would be on there.
Leobardo?
Leobardo would also be there. Everyone but
Jatan.
everyone but Calder because certain things happen.
Calder doesn't exist anymore. I
Yeah.
forgot.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
He did a little fucky wucky at the very
He
end.
got fucking new. Oh, you also would see in the background kind of like a shadow of a Goliath figure that you don't necessarily recognize, but he has strange markings on him. It's Magnus, because he disappeared.
That's right. Magnus just disappeared. Yeah, you see this painting though up there, as well as a little plaque that sits in front of it that
Has everyone's names on it?
it doesn't have the names, but it says the heroes of Almoria and the those who stopped the breaking of the timelines.
As I enter in, kind of sit down, see what my passive is. Are you being subtle about looking around, Ria?
Not really.
Okay.
I kind of look meaningfully at that portrait before kind of like turning back to my host.
Familiar faces? I'm just kidding. They're from a time long ago. They're not too spoken about much, but it would be a shame for them to be forgotten. Please sit. Anyone want a drink?
Yeah, but what auction is this?
I'll get to that, but first. And then you'll see, I'll send you a message of what I'm doing. You'll see one of the cabinets with some bottles of alcohol and seemingly open up. And the bottles seem to be floating over on their own over to a table. Then a slightly translucent hand begin pouring the drinks in to the glasses, passing them around.
I'll extend my hand out and say no, thank you. I don't drink.
In that case, I'll turn it to water.
Oh, perfect.
I would
like
to
some water.
accept some alcohol.
You reverse Jesus.
What's up?
You did
He's
reverse
reverse
Jesus. He did reverse
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah.
He turned wine into water.
Yeah. Joke's on him. I just changed the color. It's still vodka.
Do you have any Dr. Kobold?
Yes, actually, and I'll point over to one of the shelves with the items kind of displayed in them, and there is an old bottle, like old, like dirt on it, Dr. Cobalt. And I'll look back at you and go, unfortunately, I don't think it's edible.
Yeah, I'm good. I'll stick with the water.
So, you've been asking about the auction. I might have jumped the gun there. Apologies. But, I'll explain. Tonight, there's going to be an auction going on with some interesting guests of various natures and backgrounds. Coming to see a fine collection of items, both pre-calamity, post-calamity, magical, non-magical. You get the... I've brought you all here, though, because I require a certain item. It's a tome of sorts. You'll know, I'll give you. I just need you to get the tome. Don't worry, I won't expect you paying for this with your own funds. I'll be supplying funds for this event. You guys will simply act as my proxy for the rest of the night.
But why do we need to do that?
Well, as you can see, I'm a collector of fine items. And this is one of the items I require.
Can you give us a greater description of this tome?
Yes, I will. Yeah.
Yes, give me a moment. Check your mic threshold.
Is it the
'cause
one
you're-
I'm thinking
yeah,
of?
It is the one you're thinking of, and your mic threshold
Okay,
might be a
alright.
little high. Check that. That might be why you're cutting out.
Oh, great point. Oh yeah, am I still cutting out?
I had some
Well,
something
also
about the
I'm
noise
having
It's-
Wi-Fi issues, so that
Oh,
Nah, it's not a Wi-Fi thing because you'd be robotic-y and staticky.
Yeah.
You're
Right
just
now.
cutting
Is it
out.
better.
yeah, that's better.
This is better. Okay, I just lowered it
Yeah.
a little bit. I don't know how much of the little spiel you caught.
I think
but-
I
caught enough.
hear. Yeah, I think we can hear some of the computer audio coming through, but that should be fine.
Okay. All right. Any chance I know some auctions kind of give out a pre-list with some of the items themselves displayed. Would I have that on
This
hand?
one specifically has you were sent a letter. There is a list of like items on the back, but it specifically shows on the front a I guess you'd have the piece of paper. It is a very old looking tome, a picture of an old looking tome on the front. We have the picture.
Oh, it is the
somewhere.
one I'm thinking of.
Yes, it is the
Okay.
one. Yes.
All right. So I'd pull out the letter and go, well, it's leather-bound book, pretty standard looking. However, the front of it has what you can call a collapsing star, almost. It has kind of like a depiction of a galaxy on the front of it, and I will pass the page over to the mage hand, and it will slide over to the group. I'm assuming it is. I will slide it over to Thomas. So you'll see it looks it's standard tome. It has that starry pattern on the front. Do you want me to send the picture, Tyler?
Yeah, drop it in chat because it will be the exact thing. You'll
It'll-
know what it looks like later.
Yeah.
Oh, here it
Okay.
is. I found it. I was looking for this. I was like, where did this go?
Yeah, I just had to like scour through a couple documents to find this. It's not letting me send it.
Here, I can do it.
Okay.
If you want to turn down the music on your end, it's getting a little loud.
It's bleeding in.
Yeah, bleeding in. Do you have like
yeah.
Apple
Yeah, I'm gonna try to
headphones or
figure out why
something?
my headphones aren't working. No, that's I had headphones on and it wasn't. That was cutting out.
That might have
Let me
been the
try again.
threshold. That might have been a part of the threshold issue. There you go.
Is this better now? Less audio
Yeah,
cutting.
you're not cutting anymore because you changed the threshold. So yeah, perfect. We fixed it.
There we
Yay,
go. This
we did
works.
it.
Finally.
Technical difficulties. Yay.
What is a con session without a slew of technical difficulties?
I think as you had described any Twitch stream, so
But of course. But yeah,
Yes.
that's the image. Kind of like a weird collapsing star on the front.
And do you know who else might be trying to acquire this book at the auction?
If I knew that, I would have asked him not to come. But in all honesty, I don't really have a good idea of who's going to be here. The auction house likes to keep a tight lip on its guests and its customers. You can understand that.
How much do you expect this piece will go for in the end? Have you provided us with enough capital to provide it that way, or will we have to resort to subterfuge?
Well, let's say it is a pre-calamity item, so a few people might be interested in this. As for capital, I have a good sum that should cover it, and maybe anything else that piques interest. Of 25 million gold, I think that should cover just about everything. But, and you didn't hear this from me. If you find another way to get the item, that also works. I'm not opposed. Mingling, talking with others, maybe some slight gestures of gratuity here and there, or God forbid the item were to disappear. That'd be quite a shame. And he'll give a wink.
Will we be provided with identities, outfits?
Yes, if you require.
I assume this is a high-class auction.
Yes. Yeah, it could be arranged. I could get my butler to help out with that. If that's what you guys would need. If there's anything that you would need from me, I am more than happy to oblige.
When you mentioned the butler, another elven individual, peeks his head through the door and just says, "Am I needed, Master Ironheart?"
Not at the moment, but put aside some outfits for our guests here, just for the auction in case.
He steps in and kind of like walks between each person and like for a brief moment kind of looks you up and down and then goes to the next person. He does this for about maybe 2 minutes and then just walks out of the room without another word. Right before he leaves, he just turns, gives a slight bow towards you, Atlas, and then walks out of sight.
Oh, where are my manners? I do not. Y'all do not know each other, yes?
No.
I think you came in groups.
This guy's teaching me stuff as I point to Thomas.
Well, knowledge is key.
And you're right about that.
I'm familiar with the logomorph. Nothing more.
Well,
Are you talking about me?
we have time. We have drinks. Why
She
don't
looks
we all
at
get to
the
know each
log.
other?
She's like, yeah.
We have a few hours before the auction starts, so it gives us plenty of time. If you guys are hungry as well, I could get something prepared. I know I offered alcohol now, but I also had coffee in case anyone was tired from the travels.
What roast do you have?
We have a dark roast if you're not looking for too much caffeine. We have a nice tiramisu, medium roast. If you're looking for a light roast, I can't help you there. We do have some nice espresso that I got sent in not too long ago.
I'll take the tiramisu, please.
Tiramisu. And then you'll see kind of him wave his hand. And then again, the cabinets will shut almost by themselves, and then a door over to the side will open up and close. Couple seconds will go by. And then the door will open, and then this platter with a cup of coffee on it will come walking out almost on its own.
Fancy.
Just trick of the trade. Something you picked up. I could teach you that one, possibly, my feathered friend.
Mhm. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I zoned out a little bit. We were talking about coffee, correct?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I don't want none. I'm fine with the water.
I feel like this just kind of fits for Zin, like not paying attention and like he makes it go. I don't want any. Goes back to zoning out.
Goes back to reading my book.
Yeah.
If he's saying that out loud, Atlas would laugh to that.
Yeah.
You remind me of my boy. He has trouble with studies as well, but high hopes.
Maria's gonna maneuver herself to a chair and take a seat, and she'll ask, I'm afraid I'm not too familiar with the security game these days. What sort of countermeasures should we expect at the auction?
Oh, well. Heavens
around-
forbid someone... Oh.
I was gonna say around this point, as she asked that, another servant walks into the room, or one of the help of the house, I guess. A brass dragonborn individual walks in. He says, "The map you requested, Master Ironheart," and he hands you over a blueprint of the auction house, which I will drop. Maybe it'll let me make my tile. Let me do the thing, please.
Damn. I really thought that you had said, "You're a nap, good sir," and I thought I was gonna be like, "Oh, thank you. I needed a nap."
You're nap good, sir. Here, let me just do this. I can try to make this do the thing I want it to do. Aha.
If you can't, I can do it.
There we go. I did
Maybe.
it. I'm doing
Hell
it on
yeah.
Foundry. So
Alright,
this is
I'll
the
still
map
send
that
you
is
a message on the side.
Yeah, this is the map that is placed in front of all of you onto a small table kind of in the center of where all these chairs are. Dragonborn lays down the map, kind of turns towards you, Atlas, and just says, "If you need anything else, I'm just a holler away." And he walks out of the room.
Before you go, there's coffee in the back as well if you'd like some. You could let the others know.
It's very kind of you.
Of course.
He says, he gives you a nod and walks out of the room to inform others. So you all see the map laid upon the table. You can see office spaces are labeled. There is a key on the map. I didn't include it on this one because the program started crashing on me when I did it. Yep, you got it. It's all you, buddy.
All right. So, dollar signs everywhere that you see those are security cameras. And then the guard station is up in the both top left and the top right is the CCTV locations. So everywhere there's those tiny circles with like an S in the middle, that's a security camera. But
Okay.
Atlas would point that out and go, heavens forbid someone were to try to take an item from the auction. They would definitely need to avoid these locations.
Did forget to mention.
Oh,
in
and
your notes. I did forget to mention there is security measures to get further into the back. There are 2 levels of clearance. There is the locked security clearance, which gets you through most locked doors, which is just a key card, and then there is a vault one, which is specifically on guards who are on duty at the vaults.
all right, for the sake of me not repeating that,
Yes.
I would butcher it. That's what he said. Again, I do not know who will be attending. Any manner of people could be coming to these auctions. Noblemen, businessmen, maybe even adventurers. Whatever floats their boat nowadays. Everyone and anyone's trying to get their hands on something that can give them the edge, and this is the place to be for that.
Okay.
Oh, and please, I didn't want you guys to have the wrong idea. You're not doing this for free. I will be compensating you pretty heftily upon retrieval of the tome.
For buying you a book
Yes.
With your own money, got it.
with your own money.
This is a common thing. A fair bit of nobility, government officials, and all of that will send proxies. In all honesty, it gives us some time to mingle with some other people, do some business on the side. I'm still going to be at the auction. It's just, you guys are helping me out.
Yeah, makes sense to me.
I suppose we should get to know each other so we have a better idea of our respective skills and can develop a convincing cover story for ourselves.
Yes,
It's
that's
gonna
a
be pretty
great
hard for me.
idea. And then you're gonna see some little orbs pop out, little dim light pop out, just to add to the room, so everyone can see a little bit better. One hovers over the map, giving you guys some better vision. Thomas would probably know this as the spell Dancing Lights.
Yes. I'll say as you do this
Yeah.
as well, the elven gentleman that left earlier when you had asked him to go get suits and stuff for everyone, does return with with 4 formal wares in hand, handing each one to each of you.
Thank you.
Lebog, you get a very nice kind of black suit with this like blood red tie that is actually perfectly fit to you.
Will it fit over my armor?
I'm gonna say yes for this because I feel like this individual would probably guess that.
If not, I could always do something. Actually, how long would that last before I say I could do something? Let me check.
If you're thinking of disguise self, it only works on you. If you're thinking of seeming,
That's what I
which
was
you
thinking.
don't have, yeah, seeming is a 5th level spell. You do not have that.
What a shame.
Thomas, you were also given a very nice suit. This one, however, not perfectly black. It's a kind of you know those like dark gray suits that have like stripes in them, where it's vertical stripes. One of those essentially.
Ooh,
With
classical
a
dapper.
yeah, with a checkerboard, black and red checkerboard tie. Rhea, he brings you a what looks to be a formal black dress with a little bit of a sort of mantelpiece that goes over the shoulders and kind of almost acts like a cloak. It just does not reach the ground like a normal cloak would, and could also be supplied as a means of covering one's face if needed, as well as a small little hat to go with it.
Oh, cute. She thanks the butler for the change of clothes.
And gives you a nod. And then for Zin, you are also given a kind of a formal dress. This one more of a kind of grayish color, kind of a dark grayish color. Almost seems to have a slight sheen to it, almost like it reflects some of the light. This one though does not have any sort of like mantle to it or anything, just a nice formal dress of sorts.
Okay, I'm dripped out.
Yep, you're all handed very nice clothing.
Does it leave room in the back for my wings?
Yes, it is specifically fitted to do that.
Cool.
And as for aliases, if anyone asks, you are representatives of the Ironheart Estate. A card will be provided to each of you with the funds on them, as well as an emblem of the house, just in case people start asking questions.
All right.
And again, I will be present and around if anything is needed, as well as Jacob, the servant you have met, which gesturing towards the elf gentleman, will be nearby in case you require anything.
All right, this is time for RP. If anyone would like to RP, planning, other things.
We would kind of take a look at the clothes and just kind of take, I guess, a swig of the drink, the coffee she got. And I suppose introductions are in order.
Oh, and apologies, if changing rooms are outside, I can show you to them, or sorry, Jacob can show you to them if needed.
Before you even mention where the changing rooms are, I'm already like half undressed putting it on.
No, child. Not here. Not in public.
More and more like my child.
just putting it on right there, right in front of everyone.
Speaking of which, you'd hear like a bang and something outside. You just hear outside, "Young master, come back!" They're just scurrying.
So has anybody got the feeling of why this has to be us? Why us?
Why not us?
I feel like it is. Is it? I just want to say this out of character. Is it not common that auction places would have other people?
They would. They have proxies.
Yeah,
for rich
a
people.
lot of rich people bring in proxies so that they can
Okay.
either some do it to rise bids up to screw other people so they can't get stuff later on. Others specifically do it as a means of like they are paying attention.
Action.
They're gonna do it for me. I'm busy doing business with someone else.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure if I needed to play it a different way.
Rich people are weird, man.
You're right.
Yeah, they're weird. They're built.
It's also a safety thing. They'll hire people to go out there to go buy something and then not go to the auction.
Yeah. That's why you see the people in the auction houses on the burner phones as they're throwing the card up in the air.
Well,
But is Thomas saying that out loud?
Yes, I'm asking the room like, but why us? You know, a teacher for a pyromancer from a prestigious school that just so happened to bring a +1.
Hello.
And I kind of I gesture towards the other people. I go and like expecting them to kind of introduce themselves. But
I found her in a crystal.
It's precisely like why us?
well,
if
Is-
I'm being completely honest, it felt right. No one. Well, you have. I have high hopes for you. You show potential and room to grow. I think the four of you as a group can definitely meld together pretty well. And just like the adventures of past, and I'll gesture over towards the painting, just go, we're for various backgrounds and groups, and no one ever saw them working out. Why not you?
I'm kind of like leaned forward with my hand out towards the other people as you're explaining it. And I sit there for a second. And I sit up straight and I go, that makes perfect sense. All right, the changing room. I stand up and I go shuffle out to the changing rooms.
Oh, good heavens, he forgot his drink, and I'll have the hand follow him.
I suppose introductions can wait until our entire party's together. Again.
Feel
I'm,
free in the meantime, yes, talk amongst yourselves. You could look around. My home is your home. And then Atlas is just gonna kind of get up, go back over, and he's gonna be making another drink. You would see this man knock back a whiskey on the rocks during his whole explaining. He'll be talking, take a couple sips, talking. So he's making himself another one.
So,
Seems forward.
Pyromancer, what's your story? You got a name?
I'm in the changing room.
I'm gonna say
Oh, right.
everyone goes through the process of changing and then reuniting.
Okay.
I just put on my clothes in that room.
I was about to say,
They're
that's
all
what I
just going
did.
over my armor anyways.
So what I'm
Xena the
hearing,
company.
Xena just was like, "Fuck it, we ball." LeBog's like, "My armor's thin enough to do this." Throws on suit over the armor or whatever, and then the other two are like, "Yeah, we're gonna be decent and go into a bathroom and change."
Pretty much.
While they're doing that, I guess while they're changing in the room, you kind of see Atlas sit down onto the chair, and then his eyes become slightly foggy for a minute there while you guys are doing things.
He's
He's
crying.
gonna-
He seems to have drifted off.
We're just gonna replace the brooch on the outfit she got with the one she looted from the cultist to pin her mantle in place.
Okay. So the symbol of the firstborn, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, if someone recognizes it, then they probably recognize that we're powerful.
Would I recognize that?
You do, yeah. You would
DM to
recognize
DM.
it. Yeah, you would recognize it just because you knew where she was.
Okay.
You were the one who gave the tip off to Lebog to find her.
Oh, funny.
Also,
Yeah,
as a
so-
note, before we get too far, the streaming platform you use or the video platform you use is called UNTube, as in UNT, like the race. There you go.
God damn it.
we make we're theming everything that we make that's based off of a real world thing off of a D&D race because it's funnier that way, like Dr. Kobold.
After some time, the white over Atlas's eyes would come back. You kind of look around. He'd notice Rhea's brooch. He'd walk up and he'd go, "Apologies for earlier. I guess you might have actually known that group in question." Kind of whispering this to you as well.
You'd be correct.
Peaceful slumber, I hope.
She doesn't respond. Instead, she'll take out a dull orange, almost crystal-like orb from her pouch and say, "This one, slumber has not yet ended. Won't you be able to alleviate this?"
You mind if I take a look?
She'll gently hand the orb over.
As you go to grab it, Atlas, a small spark comes off of it and almost nips your finger, actually drawing a slight bit of blood.
Oh, I
When
feel
you look at
that
it,
I am not welcome.
when you look at it, it almost looks like you have a small bite on the tip of your finger. As this happens,
Apologize.
Rhea, you do hear a. You get for a moment, for a slight moment, you almost hear a slight like howl in the distance, but just faint enough that you're not sure if you actually heard it or not.
She sees the small, almost bite on his hand, and she has like a small, kind of like half smile, and places the orb back in her pouch.
Ah,
Oops.
magic.
I don't fully extend my arm to point. I kind of like point, kind of like my arms are down, and I point at Thomas. And I use message, to ask if he still has his paperweight.
I, who am pretty much standing directly next to you, just go. You know, you could have just whispered.
I mean, it's a whisper in your head, so other people, because I'm not sure if other people want to steal it too. We were jumped for it.
True.
I mean,
you kind of just explain that, and I go, yeah, true. Yeah, I have it. What of it?
I was just curious.
It's a bit of a weird time to be asking about that.
I mean, other people have their rocks and shit.
They're not rocks. They're magical rocks. Get it right.
Fine, okay. The magical rock.
Could you imagine an old man and this tiny, like, prepubescent owl girl making this conversation?
No,
Thomas,
actually,
Thomas,
yes, yes, I
your,
can.
Your character, I feel like, would have been the one to make the rock of detection if you ever seen that stat block. You would have been the one to invent the rock of detection.
Would a child look out of place at this event? I know children often accompany
I don't think I'm a child.
prepubescent.
I mean,
Just teenage, I'm pretty sure.
I assume that you're.
no,
that you're
I'm
young.
pretty
I don't
sure. I'm pretty sure my
Are you full
character's
dark?
21.
You're 21? Okay, never mind. She's
Like,
a full
I am
adult.
an adult.
This is an adult.
See,
couldn't remember
I
your
kind of
age.
just drew the conclusion of you're just like a young child, like trying to get magical knowledge from this old guy.
Nah. I'm an adult.
Yeah,
Okay,
I think you
alright.
all are adults, especially you, Thomas. You're just a very old adult.
Especially me.
Actually, is there a way I could see my my ID card? I gotta find it.
If you hover, I
Because
can do this. Here you go, boys. This will be the way to
It'll be-
do it. I'll just
It'll be
drop
tiny. but-
all of you on the thing so you can see.
No, I cannot. It doesn't
Wow.
even pop up anymore.
Wow.
I have a.
Okay.
Oh,
Yes,
it's
it
popping
does.
up for me.
No, wait, no, it was. It's popping up on the top left instead of the bottom. Never mind.
I don't know why it's doing that, but the current year,
Oh,
current year.
now it's on the bottom.
Where'd it
Wait.
go?
Is your language bird folk?
No.
No.
No, they speak common.
Yeah, the current
No,
year
I'm
is.
saying, like, do you know bird folk? Is
No.
that just like a language you have because
No.
of your race?
Do you know the high
Alan do
elves?
not.
So you're 22, based on the year.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
current year
Let's
is.
see.
Yeah, he's
1450 at
Alan
the
lived
moment.
shorter, so he'd actually be well into adulthood.
My character is actually the youngest one here, technically.
Technically. Not by time
Technically.
passed, but by actual aging. Yes, you are the youngest.
She's
I'm pretty
She's-
sure owlins are the same as humans.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
the
she's
same as
18.
human, Yeah. So,
She's doing some
Yeah.
underage drinking. Don't tell anyone.
Yes.
Actually,
So after the crystal bites, it would just be like, oh, not for touching. Understood.
according to World Anvil, Owens live on average around 130 years and reach maturity at around 30. So no, still
Oh.
kind of a child.
You're a teenager based on Alan years. Yeah. All right. Good to know.
Great. I can't wait for Remus.
I don't even know my lifespan.
Can't wait for an 8-year-old to enter the group.
Gonna be a while. And anywho,
I'll kind of lean in towards Rhea and be like, I know you've been asleep for a while, but it might pique your interest that some of them are still around.
What?
what the fuck?
What the fuck are you saying?
Give a girl a hint.
Well, word of the lizard man. Definitely word of the armored monk. I haven't heard so much as for kind of looking at her. Does she resemble Journey by any chance?
Very much. Well, no, sorry. She resembles Galmora more.
But
She
she has
has
horns.
Journey's horns though.
Your mother's, I have no word on, unfortunately.
I see. Thank you.
The
anyway.
other monk, he pops in time to time, is what I've been told, and that, the bard, not the bard. I hope he rests, not in peace.
Oh, you're talking about Leobardo. I thought you were talking about Jabbers.
Shout out to Leobardo.
I thought you were talking to Jabbers. I was like, damn, bro. I didn't know you didn't
Nah.
like Jabbers that much.
Nah, I fuck with Jabbers, but he's not. I forgot Jabbers was. Is Jabbers in that portrait?
He is in that portrait, yes.
Okay. Some of them had their life extended by various means, but my information regarding their whereabouts and what they're up to is fuzzy at best.
Thank you.
I hope that gives you some closure, especially waking up in this different time.
Less closure, more hope. She'll kind of look at the others and say, well, I might as well introduce myself. Right, I'll just keep on whispering over here in the corner.
Yes,
Just kind
yes,
of-
do so. But I will, word of advice, avoid the internet. It is...
Dinner what?
Don't worry about it. It's an unseemly thing.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Okay.
do not look up 34 of anything. It is forbidden.
Okay.
Let's
She's like looking at their-
go! It's
what the-
canon!
We've
What is
now
this
made,
crazy person talking
we've-
about?
We've now made Rule 3.
Hey, you let me free ball this shit.
Oh,
That's your
no.
fault.
Not the Heroes of Almoria Rule 34.
No!
Oh,
Listen,
this
if
group ever-
Miku Binder, Thomas Jefferson can happen, this can happen too, and I'm terrified.
I'm terrified of that.
Oh,
I know what
no.
that is.
If this group ever pops off and we start getting fan art like that, I'm gonna be both honored and just absolutely demoralized.
You hear that?
Because
Chat
that's-
are two people that are watching. You better fucking work on that shit.
Yeah, that is a sign you've made it, and it also is a sign that you are too big and people are now thinking about you in a different way.
Yep.
So she'll look up over the others, and you can call me Rhea. Rhea Deepwater is my name. She's like, I'm sorry. It's been so long since I've actually had people to talk to.
Oh, I talked to myself quite a bit.
I guess I can stab people. I used to be an adventurer.
Atlas is kind of gonna back up a little bit. Maybe go back to his chair.
Yeah. I stare at Ria's knee.
Did you take an arrow?
No, it was more like a ritual to my whole body. Not people are weird. And anyway, I'm kind of skilled in infiltration, deception, just general roguish stuff. I'm a bit rusty though. It seems whatever process was used to keep me from decaying over these past several centuries also sapped my strength, and I don't even know the psychological effects it might have had.
I don't know. You seem pretty capable in the temple.
They weren't really trying to kill me. They were trying to kill you. They weren't really trying to kill me.
Oh yeah.
You know, given the whole like, God, they call me a saint now. That's ridiculous. But I'd rather not kill anyone if we can avoid it. I've seen a bit too much bloodshed in my time.
Me too, but not the killing part. I just don't like it.
Just give me some time to just work through it, and I think I can talk us into some places. Otherwise, we won't be able to get into. I think this brooch might be handy given the seeming amount of influence this once minor cult now has upon your world.
Oh yeah, you definitely meet some interesting people with that one. I don't necessarily know if it's the people you want to meet though. But keep your mind open to it.
Well, I'm not afraid to wield my influence if needs be, but I'm a stranger in a strange land, so yeah, that's all she wrote. Do any of you have names? I know Labog here. It's some kind of what? I don't know. Do people like what scry in on your adventures or something with that little, what would you call it, a camera?
I might guess it could be called scrying. If you got no other word for it.
I don't got another word for it.
I kind of
yeah.
come forward. I'm assuming my dress is a little poofy.
It's modern day, so I wouldn't.
I'm not
Maybe
saying
a-
like
yeah.
massively poofy,
No,
but
no.
not like
Yeah.
skin tight.
Yeah, it'd be a little bit. So it's a little more flowy, I guess would be the word, not poofy.
Okay, so as I kind of like walk towards them, I kind of like shift my hips around, so it's kind of like spinning back and forth. I don't know how else to describe it. You know what I mean, right? But it's kind of like flowing side to side.
You're essentially doing the walk down the walkway type walk.
No,
No?
I'm kind of just like a kid. Like a kid's walking around in their dress and it's
Oh,
flopping
yeah,
around.
that's yeah.
Like that's more or less the way to describe it.
Yeah.
I extend my hand. Hi, my name is Zena. You can call me Zen.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hi.
Extend my arm.
We will shake it gently, given the size difference. You're Alan, right?
Yes.
My parents had one of those as a friend.
Oh, really?
Atlas is just chuckling in the corner.
Because my parents were Owlins and my grandparents were Owlins.
That makes sense.
I really hope I picked the right person for this. Just kind of like scratching my beard, just like.
She was with me. She's my +1. You didn't pick her.
That's
I
true.
kind of
I trust you.
I kind of I point at the would be a dwarf. I don't remember his name. I'm drawing a blank on it. It's what it is.
Atlas.
Atlas.
Yeah, I point at Atlas. And like with message, because I can use it at will. I'm like, nah, I'm right. Like, just nah, you got the right one. Just completely shift in demeanor. Like went from like happy-go-lucky, like borderline autistic to hard. Like you're good.
Dead serious.
I'm gonna kind of do the I see you, but also cast a message back to you, and go.
You don't have to cast
"Oh."
message back, but yeah.
Yeah, you can just respond back.
Okay. Yeah, and just respond back and be like, I didn't doubt you for a minute, but I do like the facade you're putting on.
Are you both mages then?
You see them. You don't hear them talking. You just see them pointing at each other.
Yeah, she can't hear him. She's just like they're weird.
I'm kind of like doing like a JoJo pose with the point, you know. And I was like,
Bam, bam, ba-da-da-da-da.
Yes, to answer your question, I am.
Yeah, you could say that.
Okay.
As I open my book and walk back to the corner. Like, just
I don't play well with magic, so just try not to use any on me.
Well, seeing what happened to you, I don't necessarily blame you for that choice.
Thank you.
Of course. I'll go back to just sipping my whiskey. Just kind of just watching everything unfold. I'm waiting for the old man to talk.
that's you.
Has Thomas
I'm,
just nodded off in his sleep?
No, I'm in the corner actively just moving the balls on an abacus back and forth.
I have forgot
He's
he has
doing
an
math.
abacus. Doing math. Years after a calculator was invented, he's still using the abacus.
You're goddamn right.
He must be a smart one. He must be deep in some arcane calculations over there. We shouldn't disturb him. Just
much does it-
totally, like, innocently.
How much could,
Meanwhile,
how
in
many
my
how many
head,
bid
I
max
can
could I
only
get for
count to
30
4.
bucks?
Meanwhile,
At
in
this
head,
point
I can
as
only
well-
count to 4.
At this point as well, you'd hear like another bang and like the little pitter patter of feet running down the hallway, and he's just, this is like, if you'll excuse me, I need to go check on something.
Okay. Bye.
I'll walk out the door. You'll see just like very briefly, like a slight blur, like something humanoid just dart past.
So you say you're a streamer, Lebog. What practical abilities do you bring to the table?
Actually, that's great time. As I open the door, you, Lebog, would hear one of your old streams playing.
Oh wow, I'm famous.
You just hear Atlas just yell down the hallway. Remus, I told you, not until after dinner. He just closes the door behind him.
He just hears from down the hallway. What's up, guys? It's the bug here.
Smash that like
Guys.
button.
Today, I'm exploring Chernobyl.
Let's just see how this goes.
You
So,
see
like-
that? You see the elephant foot? I think it's fucking up my camera.
God, my bones
Next-
feel red. I gotta get out of here.
Yeah. Next video, my bones were turned to rubber by an elephant's foot. All right, any more
That was a
RP
little
between you
bit of-
all?
What do you do, like, as a streamer?
I just explore.
And you think your pathfinding abilities might have been why you were drafted to this program?
I mean that is what the what was his name, Reginald, when he picked
Atlas.
us up in the car.
Oh yeah, well yeah, no, you're right.
Oh yeah.
He said I was picked up for my desire to explore. So I guess.
Okay. It's neat. And then, who's the last one? Is that all of
Thomas.
us? Oh yeah. I guess we should check on the mathematician. He's just gonna creep out of her chair and just kind of slowly walk over and just poke him in the shoulder.
Yes.
Hi, do you have a name?
Oh, I never said my name, did I? Thomas. Yeah, I'll hold my hand out. Thomas Humbleton.
Kind of like smile, and wave her hand, and then take his and shake it. And hi, I'm Ria. Nice to meet you. Given your abacus, I assume you're some sort of artificer.
No,
not-
actually, I'm a pyromancer. I'm a mage.
Oh, those are fun.
I think so. Why I do it?
Okay. She'll look over there. He's a pyromancer. Yeah, that's all he said. His name is Thomas.
all I gotta say.
Yeah.
What I?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's like 3 mages, myself, and whatever Delbog does.
Whatever streamer does.
Complain about his ISP.
So
Shit,
how
I
do we
can't
want to handle this job?
I mean, it's just going to an auction. No, we go in, we bid on it.
It's never just going to an auction.
How many
I've never
auctions
been.
have you been to?
Well, my parents, my mother was a lady. She was a.
You
I
don't
hope she
say.
was.
I, so, we went to a lot of functions in our capacity as nobility of Helmoria. I wonder if the estate still stands, but it's never just an auction. There's always some kind of backbiting going on these places.
Well, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I just need to go in and buy the thing.
Okay.
If that
Just give
was
me
the
1
job
second.
given, that's the job I'll do.
Are any of you publicly known, or are we good skipping aliases?
I mean, I kind of am.
I'm a I wouldn't say famous, but a renowned teacher at a notable college.
So, would you look out of place in this sort of setting?
Yeah, I kind of just sit there in thought, and I go, actually, I don't know.
Does Thomas talk like Master Roshi from Dragon Ball? Because that's what I'm getting vibe off you right now.
No, not really.
You were doing his voice for a second. It was kind of funny.
Well, it might be best to use aliases if we want to cover all our bases. I'm sure our host would be willing to manufacture us some.
I mean, how many pyromancers in the world could be named Thomas?
He's got
Thomas
point
is a
there.
pretty rare name.
DM, is Thomas a rare name in this part of the world?
I'm just picturing like a second later, someone call out Thomas in the hallway, and they're talking to one of the butlers.
It's like how you ever like see like those baby name things or whatever, and like 1 year Karen is like the most popular
Yeah.
name, and then like
Yo.
like 50 years later, it's nowhere on it. It's like that. Thomas
Yeah.
wasn't a common name back 200 years ago.
Damn, it ain't that old.
I
fucking
was
am.
there when the
Only
dinosaurs
85.
broke the earth. All right.
You know, back in my day, cell phones folded and it was cool.
I don't know what a cell phone is.
What were you, living under a rock?
I was living in Iraq.
She was in one, yeah.
Around this time, Atlas would come back in as well.
We finished
The
some
perfect setup.
introductions.
Just walks in. You see standing next to him the even smaller individual, kind of like rustled brown hair. Not as nice of clothing as Atlas. Actually, he's wearing like little pajamas right now. Almost. It is later in the evening.
Damn,
and
how long
he's-
have we been talking?
when did they arrive?
But they would have gotten there about midday. By this
Oh,
point,
never
it is
mind.
getting close to, due to like the change and getting everyone comfortable talking a bit. You know, an awkward silence or two that sat there. By this point, it is getting close to the end of the day and going to the auction. I don't know why I
So
became
maybe not
German.
necessarily pajamas, but like night clothes, something that you'd sleep in. But the striking difference between him and Atlas is this individual has bright purple eyes. Atlas
Our-
kind of walk.
Hannah check.
Sure.
18?
You would sense he has a similar mark as his father.
Yes. And that he is gifted with connection to the weave.
Interesting.
What would they detect if they used Sense Arcana on me?
That you lived in a rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, old.
For you, there's nothing really to tell unless a certain event happens at the moment. So
Okay.
you seem like anyone else.
Uh-huh. Sorry for my absence. I had to get the little one here settled in before heading out to the auction.
Do you think you might be able to furnish us with aliases of any type? It seems some of these around in our group might have a level of notability to them.
Of course, I can let Jacob know. Well, Remus, you say good night to these nice individuals. Little kid kind of looks up at you and he's like, "Y'all look funny."
You look funny.
Atlas kind of crack him on the back of the head he has a ring on his hand, crack him on the top of the head, and you're like, "Remus." He's sitting there rubbing his head. He's like, "You guys have a good night. have fun playing with the toys. I'm gonna go play with my doggy," and then just runs off.
I could play with my doggy.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, I was just thinking, what do you mean by that?
This orb, she'll pull out the orb. At least back in my day, it allowed my family to summon a blink hound from the Feywild. His name was Boltian. My mother had saved him from traffickers when she was young, and they formed a bond.
That's cute. I write
Yeah.
it down in my book.
Well, if everyone's gotten comfortable in their clothing and conversed with each other, you could follow Jacob outside and he'll get everything else settled for you. I just have some other things to tend to.
This is the
Thank
Dragonborn
you for
we're
your
talking about, right?
hospitality.
Of course, of course. You're free to take the drinks as well. And if you need a refill of coffee, just let me know.
I'm going to go use the powder room before we leave.
Two
Yes,
doors down on the right.
Rich
Thank you.
people in their powder rooms. Okay, so you all, prepare yourselves, step outside to a longer vehicle than normal, essentially a limousine. All of you would know what this is, except for Rhea, who would see just a long vehicle, and it just looks odd to you.
So some
limousines
sort of
just-
motor carriage.
And you all, climb inside, get seated. Any chatting you do along the way, just to, figure out more of a plan or anything as you kind of make your way to the auction house. After about, 30-minute drive or so, come upon this large marble structure. Large double door, or kind of a structure resembling the map, but a very tall structure. It looks like one of the areas has a very large kind of dome over the top of it that looks to be allowing light to stream into this one room. Not many windows on this building, however. I don't know if there's a way to see inside many of the spots, probably due to, considering they are selling valuable items in this place. And out front, you do see, 2 guards standing by the door. Individuals, police or security uniforms, pistol on the hip, baton kind of holstered on their chest. Kind of just standing there, talking to one another as people are going in and out of the building. You all head inside, making your way through the...
Did Atlas provide us kind of like a shell organization we might be part of?
He just said you're under his name because they know who he is.
Atlas?
And-
Okay.
Yeah,
So
they.
Iron,
I forgot
you're
to mention, they
essentially
would have the card.
you're an associate of the Ironhearts.
Okay.
You guys would have gotten probably from Jacob. He would give you an alias, and then well, you wouldn't know, but it would be a funds card, hooked up to the account, as well as a pin that you guys can wear, basically denoting you as Ironheart emissaries.
Upon entering, I'm gonna delete the map off of here, or no, I'm gonna hide the map so it's not appearing on the stream anymore. Upon entering the space, there are 5 notable individuals. Upon entering the main kind of auction hall, passing through the front lobbies, there's people, greeting people inside, tables that kind of show like they have like little papers you can pick up that say all the things there, give little details on some of the artifacts and stuff that they'll be selling at this auction, stuff like that. And upon pushing into the auction hall, there are 5 individuals that catch your attention. I will drop their faces on the screen here now.
Don't they need their faces?
I will, yes. I'm gonna put them.
But
on
I want their
screen.
faces too.
Okay, Optimus Prime.
I want their faces. There we go. These 5 individuals catch your attention. Looking to be probably the most well-dressed individuals within the estate, as well as, specifically the Eric Cochran individual being very kind of separating himself from a lot of the crowd, while also only speaking with specific individuals, it looks like. Specifically, at the moment, he is speaking with the Dragonborn individual who has a raven upon his shoulder. Something that's kind of odd in a more, richer environment of having a pet with you. The raven that is with him looks to have one of its eyes looks to be glowing slightly as it kind of glances its head around the room, kind of watching out. And I'll drop its picture as well. So that's the raven that's with him. So I will switch us on to the appropriate map, as you are all inside the building. I need to get, yeah, that's everyone's. Need to unhide everything that's in this room, because originally I was going to show it first, but here we go. As we switch to the auction hall. So, yeah, as you all kind of, enter the space, your tiles are where they are now. You can see that they are standing around the room. Specifically, the Aarakocran and the Dragonborn are speaking with one another. The Lupin individual looks to be hanging out not too far away, kind of almost listening in on their conversation while acting like she's not paying any attention. And the elven gentleman in the top hat looks to be speaking with the human gentleman in the very fine suit off to the right side of the room. As you can see as well, there are 4 guards posted within this room. There are multiple other people as well within this room. Probably a good 50-ish people in here, counting you lot as well as the individuals that have caught your eyes. So, what would you all like to do?
I'm gonna mingle with the wolf lady.
You can move your tile as you need to.
Why is Atlas here?
He was
Atlas,
gonna be
Security.
yeah, Atlas came with you.
Oh.
Did security claim our weaponry?
Surprisingly, no. They just kind of let people in. They were kind of watching everyone very closely. With that in mind, you get the feeling that this is probably a room full of very powerful people. Okay, so Thomas, you said you're going to go speak with the Lupin woman. What would you like to say, sir, as you approach her?
I was gonna say Atlas before everyone splits off would just be like, remember, try to get the item. You can persuade people with coin or other means if necessary. And then yeah, do your shit. Go be little goblins.
I'm gonna like not like super creepily, but like kind of just like stand behind the bird person. I'm assuming that's Eric Cochran.
Yeah, the Aarakocran
race. Yeah. And I'm just gonna stand and kind of just like watch.
Okay. Thomas, you approach the Lupin individual. What would you like to say to her as you approach? She does seem to notice you. You watch as like she's, kind of looking around the room, not necessarily looking in your direction. You watch as one of her ears kind of twitches and her eyes kind of like dart in your direction. And she kind of doesn't look at you straight on, but kind of is like side-eyeing you as you approach.
I'm more or less just trying to casually talk. Just, howdy, darling, how you doing?
She turns her head towards you, kind of lifting her hand up and like in front of her chest, almost like I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it. You know how like some rich people like lift their hand up, almost like trying to keep their hand away from people,
Like a scoff.
Yeah, almost like a slight scoff as she kind of like
Damn,
looks
she's
you over.
scoffing at me.
Yeah, and she says, it seems that they let just anyone come to these things. And who might you be?
I'm a teacher at I forget the name of the school. You never told me the name of the school.
It's
DM.
it's one of the Normandy universities. Essentially, people just say like the universities in Normandy because it's considered one giant
Damn, bro.
college, but it's I don't know. Yeah, you say that though.
And so I kind of like one hand behind the back, like that, trying to do like a power pose. I straighten up. I I go. I'm a scholar at one of the colleges at Normandy.
You know, looks you up and down. And continues to kind of make the same face that she's been making and says, fascinating. What brings you all the way to Gastonia?
Well, obviously the fine items that I can peruse from the auction.
Gives a nod, kind of, kind of the thought, like you can see on her face of like, yeah, that checks out.
Why else would I be?
Yeah. I didn't think about that one.
So I kind of point toward or gesture towards the stage, and I go, "What caught your eye?"
Oh, just a few pieces of jewelry that I find useful in some situations.
Ah, jewelry lady. I could tell. I'm assuming she's wearing some jewelry.
She's got like rings on almost every finger. She's got an earring in one ear. She's wearing a very nice dress with a
jewelry.
fine necklace around her neck. You know, she's all kitted out. She's good to go. She's here to make a statement. Let's put it that way.
I kind of just look her up and down, taking that in. I go, you know, I probably could have guessed that one, but
She does kind of, for a very brief moment, almost give a snicker.
hell yeah, the old man getting the moves. At this point, I would really kind of just be like side talking, like you know, more or less just trying to make it seem like I'm mingling than much else.
Yeah. She, finding you kind of to be humorous to her, does introduce herself and lets you know that she says, my name is Akira Yoshida.
Hold on, I'm taking note of this. Hold on.
You're taking note of Akira Yoshida?
Yeah.
She.
I hold my hand out, palm up, like
I know
you know
yes.
like the upscale, like you can put your hand on mine and I'll like you know like
Give it-
gesture and
yeah, kiss the back of your hand.
give it like a
whatnot.
bow.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go for a kiss, but I'm gonna do like a bow, you know, and be like Thomas Humberton.
Yeah, it's flattery. You're doing flattery, which that makes sense. That's what it's. Yeah, you're trying to be on her good side, which it seems you know how to do quite well.
Hell yeah.
Trying to find my note on specifically what she is in charge of. Oh, there we go. Little conversation. You're informed that her family is a very large power within Gastonia. Specifically, their wealth beginning in the town of Walloton, which is in the most northeastern part of the map of Gastonia. In that time, is there anyone else that would like to speak with other people?
Rhea would approach the well-dressed gentleman over here.
Okay.
Try to strike up a conversation.
Okay, you approach him as the elven gentleman kind of notices you and kind of like tips his hat towards him for a moment, kind of, turns to speak with someone else. The individual turns towards you, kind of, taking in your appearance. Being a rogue, the look in his eye that as he looks you over, you recognize this as a very detailed-oriented individual. You have met rogues like this in the past, specifically the assassin types. This individual clearly knows what he is doing and clearly knows what to look for in a person when being approached.
Ah, so we're in the same field. And she would approach him and do a polite curtsy. Greetings,
gives
sir.
A slight bow and says, greetings to you as well. He says, what brings you to this auction? I assume one of the many extravagant items that they have here.
Imagine she kind of has like a fan, like a little, like one of those like little fans you have, like people back in the day. It's like, well, the auction, of course. One particular item.
Oh, and what might that be?
Oh, I think we'll leave that for the auction itself. I assume you have items you have your eyes on as well.
He kind of gives a shrug and says, if I'm to be completely honest, I was bored and saw this was happening. Not much has really occurred since I retired and decided to go into business instead of my old work.
Well, I've been retired for quite a while myself. Retirement just for this auction.
Is that so?
That is so.
He says, I may not be one to speak on this, but you do seem a bit young to be retiring yourself.
Perhaps. Suppose I might introduce myself. Seem like the right sort to get to know in these sorts of situations. What was the alias I was provided with?
Come up with a name on the spot. I have no aliases made. That was not a thought that went through my head when planning this session.
My name is Come Up with a Name on the Spot. It's a foreign name.
Bizarre name. Kind of,
Mother's side, you understand.
I'll be back.
Okay. He says, my name is Damien Gates, owner of the Gates Hotels that are scattered across the countries. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
And yours as well. My actual name. You may call me Ria.
Ria. That sounds more like a name than the one you gave before.
Just trying to have a bit of humor.
That never hurts, especially in a social situation like this one.
Suppose not. I'm here representing, familiar with the, what were they, the Ironbloods?
Ironhearts.
The Ironheart family, this auction.
Oh, I haven't heard that name in some time. I didn't realize that he was still partaking in things like this. I thought he was off researching some lost civilization or something.
Oh, Mr. Atlas isn't interested in participating in the auction himself, but he is here at the party. You know his type.
That does sound like him. The little bit that I have learned in short passings with him.
What news comes out of Almoria these days? I'm not the type to use the internet, as it were, to watch the news.
Last I checked, mostly peaceful things. A few issues with miscreants and such as that, but beyond that, nothing too out of the ordinary.
It's good to hear. I'm somewhat of a recluse. Come to events like these to learn all the gossip and all the news.
I was that way at one point until, well, the boredom set in from being alone too much.
Oh yes, being alone for too long drives you stir crazy.
Yes, it does.
Get entangled with all these little people's little worlds. That's where the entertainment comes from.
Such little lives they all live, don't they?
Yes, but it is the duty of us of higher standing to make sure they live good lives, I think.
He kind of shrugs a little bit and says, that is a possibility. I wouldn't really consider myself one of higher standings, considering what I did to get where I am now, but definitely is a chance to change a few lives here and there.
That's why my parents would have seen it.
Parents sound like smart individuals.
They were. Haven't seen them in quite a while. We have a good amount of land back in Almoria.
Is that so? Sounds like you came from a pretty good upbringing then.
I'd say so. So yes, they're just kind of chatting it up over
Yeah.
here. So if you want to cut up, go to someone else.
Yes. What about the other people that are within the place? What are y'all doing?
I just found a seat and sat down.
Okay, LeBog is like, I don't do this. I'm sitting the fuck down.
The social influencer wants nothing to do with being social.
I'm gonna step up to the bird man
Okay.
and and you know, not to like interrupt, because I know he's having a conversation. Kind of just sit and wait patiently, like close enough to where like he can see me. Actually, I should be like right here.
Yeah. As you kind of come up, the Dragonborn does, seem to finish a remark that he's making before making a comment. It seems that we have attracted other attention. The Aarakocra, glances over towards you and kind of gives a nod towards him and says, and so it does. He looks towards you as you approach. I'm giving you the chance to say something first. You don't, he will say something.
Hi. I don't see many. Well, would it be like bird folk? Would we both be considered bird folk?
I would use the term avians.
Or yes, avians. But more the avian type. Like,
yeah.
In general. Like, the only ones that I feel like I would know are the ones from where I'm from.
Yeah.
Which is not here. I traveled pretty far.
He gives you a nod and just says, I would have to agree with you. There isn't too many of us running around, especially in events such as these. You said you're not from, I assume, here, based on what you said. Where might you be from? How far did you travel to get to such an event as this?
Uh, oof, very far. Uh, do I have my?
Osmond. You are from Osmond.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I'm from Osmond. That's where my where I was raised. I don't know. I just felt the need to explore the world and get as much knowledge as I can.
He kind of, gives you a nod. I'm gonna roll something for him real fast. Check something. Yeah, he kind of gives you a look, kind of like looks you over for a moment, almost like bringing his face a little closer to yours. Not in like a means of like trying to be intimate, but more of like
Yeah, just
squinting his
trying
eyes,
to-
trying to like see you, like he's trying to figure out where he's recognizing you from. He says, you wouldn't by chance have an ancestor that fought in the war of Osmond, would you?
That would be my grandfather,
Is not.
right? That timeline adds up. I was thinking about it earlier. 'Cause I
Great
looked it up.
grandfather, I think.
Would it
I
be
think-
great?
I think you're third
Because
generation.
it's 200 years, right?
Yeah, I think you'd be third generation.
Well, 200 years. They average 220. Tuvali could have waited to have a daughter later. Well, Tuvali was. She would have been 100. Yeah, but this would be third generation. So my great grandfather.
Yeah. He nods and says, I thought you seemed familiar. This may sound absurd, but by this point it's no secret that I am from quite a long time ago, and I actually did meet him in person at one point.
Oh, really? What was he like? I have.
Yeah, he was.
He would have been long dead.
Yeah, he was an interesting individual by far. Seemed mostly calculated, but occasionally seemed a bit impulsive based on what I heard from his records.
No, that's what my grandmother told me. From what I hear, he was very spunky. Is what she would say.
That is one word to use, yes. But a very brave individual for what he was able to accomplish in that time frame. Especially
Well,
in the odds that were given to him.
That's actually really good to know. Thank you. But where are my manners? I'm Zena Dimclaw, and stick out my hand.
He, gently takes it and says, Zeldrif Colham, the Archmage of Almoria. Kind of gives like a slight bow as he says it.
So you're a mage?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. I've been trying to study magic recently. That's why I've been with that guy, and I point over at Thomas, hidden by the crowd with the lichen folk.
The Lupin.
The Lupin.
Yeah.
Just trying to learn what I can,
There is quite a bit to learn. The only reason I've learned as much as I have is, well, being alive as long as I do, you tend to learn quite a bit.
I don't want to come off as rude or anything, but how long might that be? I mean, you obviously have met my great grandfather.
Most people, I don't tell this, but considering you seem like a very interesting individual who can be trusted with an information like this, I'm actually 382.
I kind of have like a shocked expression go over my face. Even it's my facial expressions don't really change much. It's because just how I look.
He
So
doesn't look a day over
know.
40, by the way.
okay, cool. Yeah. So I'll tell him. I wouldn't have been able to guess that, and then chuckle a little bit.
It's the gift of learning dunamancy at a young age.
And what's dunamancy? As I like kind of open my book a little bit, just like write dunamancy down. So I have no idea what it is.
Kind of goes into spew, kind of explains like it's the manipulation of like time and space, gravity, and slowing things or speeding things up, stuff like that. Kind of gives you like a very like
wow.
fairly, it's like a
Brief
5 minute like
explanation.
yeah. Well, he gives you like a 5 minute explanation of like the whole like how it works essentially.
Okay. I write it down, just as
Yeah.
like a.
You do notice as he
Way
does
to
it too, like
learn.
at one point he kind of like waves a hand and like a small kind of notebook appears in front of him that opens and like flips through a few pages. For him to like reference something before the book closes itself and like disappears from thin air.
Well, hopefully your book doesn't get stolen. Actually, it's really smart making it disappear like that.
If someone were to try to steal one of my books, they would be in for a very, very rude awakening.
Oh, uh, same with my book. As I kind of like hold it out, but not like fully extended, like close enough so he could see the book, and then I like bring it back to me pretty quick.
He makes
I
the
don't know what
notebook.
I'd do if I lose it.
He makes the notebook reappear and kind of like moves a hand in front of it, and you actually see the book itself almost seem to, the edges of it almost seem to sharpen themselves, and the book almost seems to heat up for a moment before it goes back to its normal state and then disappears again. He says, I've applied a few safety measures to ensure no one steals any information that I have found that I feel should not be shared with others.
I like kind of look at my book and I'm like, maybe I should do some of that.
He says, well, if you ever find yourself in Almoria and would like to attempt something such as that, feel free to find me. I often spend a lot of time around the capital, but more often than not, I'm usually stowed away in my tower, hidden away in the mountains. I'll know if you try to find me, though. I have a way.
Awesome. Let's see. Sorry, I'm writing down my notes.
Yeah. And he gestures to the Dragonborn and just says, and not to leave a good friend of mine out of the conversation, but maybe to increase your, network of people you may know. This is Galleon Dredge, leader of one of the largest naval fleets in the world. And you see as Galleon kind of like looks almost a little embarrassed and kind of like, kind of shoos away Zeldris kind of words, and he goes, he says, it's not all that big. Yes, it's big, but it's not, I don't think it's the biggest in the world. I'm pretty sure that Sarstag could have combated it at one point.
Would I have heard of his, I guess, like, fleet army?
Yes, you would have heard of it at some point.
Like in passing?
Yeah, he, when you've heard about him in the past, the last time you heard something was a naval fight with a very large group of pirates that, initially were believed that no one could stop them, and within a 3-hour period, all of them had been taken out. You would also know that his naval fleet goes by the name the Flock. All of their ships having the icon of a raven's head with a glowing blue eye, similar to the raven that's sitting upon his shoulder currently.
Well, I'll turn to him, and I'll do a little curtsy and a bow, and introduce myself, and extend a hand.
He takes your hand and says, "It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance."
Well, what are you guys here at the auction for? You guys looking for anything in particular?
Galleon just kind of shrugs and says, "I was invited by Zeldrif. To be completely honest, I don't actually know what's being shown here. I just kind of showed up just to mingle and to get on land for a little bit, considering I've been at sea for the last probably 6 or 7 zeniths."
Yeah, I get that.
And Zeldrif kind of gives a chuckle. He says, "There's a few items that are on the dossier that intrigue my interest. There's an odd tome that also has kind of intrigued me that I don't have any kind of records of something of the such. And I'm curious of what it possesses." What about you? What has brought you to this little auction house to make the attempt to acquire?
Well, like I said, I'm here with Thomas, but and since I'm shadowing him as his apprentice, he was called here. So I guess in a way I was invited as well. For a specific tome book thing, I'm not even entirely sure.
We may be speaking of the same tome, so there might be a bit of competition for this one, it seems.
Oof. Oh, hopes. Well, I mean, look, here to have some fun and meet new people, So
There's
for
nothing
me,
wrong with
it just
that.
is what it is.
Are you going to stick around and keep mingling with them, or?
I was just about to say I should probably get back to Thomas, just so I don't lose him. He is kind of old.
Of course. It was a pleasure to meet you.
And it was and the pleasure is yours. And I do a little curtsy as I and then bow to both of them as I walk away.
As you're walking away, you hear Galen go, "She seemed nice." All right. I think that's everyone, unless Atlas is doing something. But I think he's still gone.
Fucking Atlas is currently on his 3rd drink.
He's just been standing in the back getting drinks from the table.
Atlas wouldn't be drinking at this point. He'd be having a glass of water in his hands that may or may not be another liquid, but
it may or may not be spicy water.
Fire water.
He'd be up with probably his wife. I don't think I don't know. I don't know if you want me to RP who I'm chatting to. I don't know if it matters.
It doesn't entirely matter. I just was curious.
No, I'd just be mingling with people and kind of he is more so getting a idea of who would be interested in the tome through
So
various means, either
you have
unseen servant or the familiar.
you have friends here
Um,
that would also tell you these things. You would have sent people in advance as well to like get information once you got here. You know there are
Mhm.
currently 2 individuals who are after the tome. There's a third that might go after it. And beyond that, there's all the other ones are low ballers that are not gonna. They're gonna throw something in, and once it gets above a certain point, they're bailing out immediately. And the 2 big ones you
So-
know is Edward Greyborough, the owner of, or the former owner of the city of Greyborough. Zeldrif Colham, the Archmage of Elmoria, are the 2 that are the big hitters for this tome. And one who might possibly try to get this is Akira Yoshida.
So I guess as the night would progress, every once in a while, whenever I'm keeping an eye on the rest of the party, whenever they seem to finish up with the conversation, I'd be using message to send information that I've picked up on as well. So I'd be letting the whole group know within the span of whatever time. Just go, a heads up. 3 possible individuals might be trying to bid for a tome. It might be in your best interest to persuade them otherwise, or maybe get an idea of what kind of coin they're working with. Or the third option. And that's being said to all 4 of you.
Lebog, because you're just sitting around, roll me a perception check, because I'm assuming you're looking around just to get an idea of everything around here.
Whoops.
Oh, I have a question. Are we okay if the familiar is one of the alternatives
As
that
in,
Warlock poses?
you would have had to have found that type of familiar.
Would you allow it?
What familiar?
Starts with a Q.
I figured you were going to say that one. I'm gonna say no for this one.
Understandable. Well, either way, if he's doing his perception check, he would probably see the owl up in the
Yeah,
some
Lebog as
higher
well.
point.
With your perception check, even though it is not the best ever, you do notice that the security camera on the bottom right of the room seems to have malfunctioned and is no longer blinking the little red light that indicates it's recording.
Which
As
one?
well as you notice,
That?
no, that's not. No. The security camera down here.
That-
That lock that you clicked on, though, does appear to be the light that normally indicates if it's locked or unlocked appears to be stuck on green. It is no longer showing red to show that it needs a key card.
Okay.
Sus.
Well, everyone's still talking to someone, so I can't pass that information along.
I mean, you could. You could just walk up and be like, "Hey, yo,
Hey, yo, watch your jet. Watch your jet.
hey, yo, man, watch your jet."
I guess I'll walk over to Rhea, because I know she's sneaky.
Okay.
No, courtesy again to my conversation partner and disengage myself from the conversation.
He kind of gives you, a slight bow as, he turns. Kind of looks around the room. He's not really talking to anyone now. You two speak to
And,
each other.
What's up?
So you see that security camera in the right corner of the room?
So that's what that is.
Yeah, that's a security. It is no longer working, apparently. I don't see the light indicating it's on.
Are you sure
if
the
you'll-
light isn't just broken?
I mean, it could be, but most of the time, the light not being on just means it's not on.
Oh, okay.
And
Like
if you
a
look
lot.
over there, at that door where that guard's standing behind, that lock is apparently just unlocked, and you don't need a key card. So,
Okay.
just so you know, can use your. So if we need to do anything sneaky, just letting you
Okay.
know that that's there.
Can you ping the map for me again, where that is?
That one.
Okay. There's a guard
Um,
over here. Would you be able to
I would
distract the guard?
And you would hear a whisper in your head, Rhea, and just go, just. I see you two scheming. Just say the word, and I could give you some help.
I'll look over to my new conversation partner. I'll go over here. And I'll say, what exactly would you like me to do back there?
Who are you talking to?
Labog here.
You know, I didn't really think that far ahead. I just thought I'd point it out.
According to the map we
that.
were furnished with, there should be a security checkpoint up there. I'm not too sure if it's a good idea to go through there.
I mean, probably not. The only other way to get into the back part of the building would be to go through the stage, which is probably not the best idea.
Well, you're a pretty small little guy. Do you think you'd be able to, if we got through there, you'd probably just be able to walk right in front of the security office, not be able to be seen?
I mean, maybe. But I'm not the stealthiest.
I'm going to use the earpiece and ask, what does everyone else think? Are we terribly unconfident in our ability to win this fair and square?
Earpiece. I don't give you earpieces.
Or
I mean,
however
as
we're
long as we got
talking.
enough money.
You guys can reconvene on each other if you need to. You can go and find each other. Not everyone's in conversations.
I think that's a good idea. We should start rounding up, see what we've kind of learned, and then
I'm still
enact our plan.
Bewitching the lady.
Which so, I'll just
I'll go when waved over, but
okay, continue. Okay.
Funny roll. Is this just curse now? As you're grouping up, Atlas would just kind of appear by your side.
You can move your tile on the map, unless it's not.
Ah, yes, map.
have a map
I
up, yeah.
forgot we have a map. Oh,
Yeah.
yes, yes. It just goes, does someone need a bit of luck?
Who the hell starts a conversation like that?
One who's interested in a tome?
I'll point over that. I'll kind of subtly gesture at that camera. It appears that camera's offline. If we
That's a door.
needed to ingress into these corridors running along this side of the building.
So no luck with the persuasions. Can't be helped.
I've just been trying to build up my social cachet. I think we're working someone over here at this moment. It'd be a bit suspicious if we all try to browbeat the competition to not trying to acquire that book.
Yeah, I would have probably noticed them from. I'm assuming there's 2 levels to the auction house.
No, it is just the one level. It's just a very
It's
tall
just one
room.
level.
Okay. With the owl, I'm assuming I would be able to get a good lay of who is what and where.
Yeah, you can. The owl is in a
See.
spot where it can see everything. I will say the owl did notice and did let you know that the raven on Galleon's shoulder does know it's up there, and he also does know it's up there.
Well, whatever you guys are planning, I can give a little bit of help, but I may need to go speak with a comrade of sorts here momentarily. If someone is deciding to do some snooping, I can give you a little magical assistance. Rhea, I know you said before you're not a fan of magic, but would you be opposed?
Not opposed to being used. I can't use it. Call it an allergy.
Does this mean that she's not able to get affected by fortune or favor?
She can be affected by it. It's the fact
Okay.
that she can't cast spells is like she has no attunement to the weave.
Okay. Well, you seem like the nimblest of such, unless other plans were being hatched.
I think we'll wait until the rest of us convene so we have a full idea of what we're working with here.
And I'll cast a message to Thomas and go, do you have a moment?
Yeah, I'm I'm taken aback a little bit. I'm looking around.
I've never had someone speak in my brain before. Akira goes, "Is something wrong?"
Do you happen to wave me over as I look around?
Yes. And
Alright.
I will, if Akira is willing, I will also send her a message.
Oh.
Oh.
Kinky. Mm?
You can message. They don't have to be willing. You can just send them a message because it's not affecting them.
Just say, would I know Akira by any chance?
You've seen her before, considering you live in Gastonia. You know that she is a part of the Yoshida family. She's actually one of the kind of heads of the family right now after her parents kind of stepped down from the position.
Alright, I'd say to Akira, just send a message to her and just be like, I'd say, just need a quick chat with the professor here in regards to some future endeavors, but I'll be over to talk in a minute, darling.
As that's happening in her head, I go, my companions are calling me. Madam, it was so nice speaking with you.
Atlas, you get a response back with someone is the flattery type, aren't they? Take him if you need to.
Yeah. Response back.
Yeah.
Just more so someone's had a little too much to drink. I'll buy one on the house for you.
What?
Oh, really? A real pleaser, this one, aren't you?
I have a wife.
Yeah. Just because there's a goalie doesn't mean you can't score. No.
I know this character and I'm concerned.
You know exactly who this is.
I'm scared.
She then turns to you, Thomas, and just says, "Well, it was a pleasure to make your acquaintance."
The same to you, and I curtsy her before turning.
She's a little taken aback because she was about to curtsy, and you did it first, and she's just like, "The fuck."
Get curtsied on, bitch, as I walk away.
I'm assuming Zen is joining as well, unless he's packing another lip pillow. Get it? Because his name's Zen? Haha, shout out to Nick
I am-
Addiction.
So sick of your shit.
If you weren't important,
Love
you
you.
would be dead.
if you were not pertinent to my plan.
If you were not one of the major characters in this story, you would be dead right now. I swear to God. So you're all
Also
together.
check messages.
You share the info. I checked it. You you share this information with the rest of the party. Let them know. Here's what we've noticed. So what is your plan?
Rio would probably point out the bunk security camera over there.
And I let them know that the Eric Cochran Zeldriff, he wants to buy the tome. So that's a guaranteed person on who wants to buy it.
I could at least speak to one, maybe both, as well. But I don't think I'm in. I'll leave the persuading to the rest of you if you would like. As for that door over there, as could be opportunity, but
So, I'm confused. I wasn't caught up on it. Are we trying to steal the book?
no, good heavens, I would never suggest thievery and
Wink, wink, wink,
criminal
wink.
activities.
Wink, 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 wink.
Why are you blinking so much?
What's your
What?
insight? What's your passive insight?
Yeah, what's your passive insight?
11.
Yeah, he's lying.
You would get the idea that he is definitely trying to get you to steal the book, considering the persuading thing has not been working so far.
Well, I'm glad that I kept my voice down when I said that, but
Well, luckily we've been fucking. Can we communicate via message? I will cast silence on this bitch if I have to.
I feel like we could. I mean, I'm the only. Does anyone else have message?
Oh, I got message.
I don't. No magic.
I'm pretty sure I had a spell that I had. Dude, I had gotten Atlas ready for the sole purpose of just communicating and just. I don't have any attack spells. I grabbed Fireball, but I can't even use it. I could cast fucking Darkness.
Cast Fireball in the auction house, like considering that a war crime. So
Yeah.
we're
No,
not
I
that
thought
far
there
into the
was
campaign yet. The war crimes come later.
some-
We're session 1 right now.
Hey, wait.
thought there
Are we like huddled in a crowd?
You're just like in a crowd, like you are like your own group, like talking amongst each other. It looks like any other group. You're not raising suspicion.
Like, so because I'm a little smaller, I kind of
That's
like.
fine. You're standing next to a 4'2" motherfucker.
Oh shit!
We blend
Actually,
in.
how tall is everybody?
3'7".
God fucking damn it,
like 6 foot.
dude! No, I'm not small. I'm the same size. I'm actually one of the tallest. I'm 5'11".
Damn.
I kind of like squat down a little bit, and so I can see the guards, right? Like pretty clear.
Yes. Yeah, they're
Okay.
not hiding. There's no one near them. They're just kind of standing there.
All right, cool. Can I just full disguise self into one of the ones into the far corner, like this one right here?
Sure.
Cool. I use disguise self at will.
So it's masking many faces. You would change your.
Yeah.
It doesn't change your clothing. It just changes your face.
Oh no, it changes clothing.
Does
It
It's
gives
disguise
me
self.
disguise self.
Oh,
Yeah,
Then,
it
okay.
gives you
Yeah.
disguise self to its fullest.
Yeah, including your clothing, armor, weapons, and other
And he
belongings.
changes
on
his-
your
All right.
person.
Yeah. So you change your full appearance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very strong Eldritch Invocation.
I think I've always nerfed it for myself because it's funnier just to change your face. Because if you're a girl, all of a sudden you're a dude wearing a dress.
Yeah,
it
but
just
that's
doesn't
just
work
like
out.
a tranny imagination. Shout out. Anyways, I was gonna say something else, but
What the
also we're
fuck?
streaming. Never mind. Just, I forget I said shit.
Okay.
Anyways, robbery.
So I'm a guard now,
Yes.
and
Why-
I
why-
tell.
Maybe you can try escorting me into the back. I can
I-
talk the talk if you can walk the walk.
I was about to say, give me 1 second. Let me try
Well-
something. So I am currently this guard, and you said it is this one that's broken and unlocked?
Yes.
Okay, cool. As a guard, I walk up to this one and tell him he's relieved
Oh.
of his duties and that I'm taking over his position.
I was gonna say
Persuasion
before
check.
you head over, I just tap you and go, well, I see you're getting ready. Just take this and run with it. And I'm gonna cast Fortune of Many Favors, so you have advantage on your rolls. And then I'm gonna disappear over here to Fox Lady.
So I have advantage on
That's
this
a wolf
persuasion.
lady, but
At
she's
least
a
I didn't
fox.
misgender her.
Oh, that is
So-
a wolf. That
yeah,
is a
she was
wolf.
not.
Oh
she
my
was not a
God.
kitsune. She was a lupin.
Oh my
So
bad.
I have advantage on this persuasion roll.
See,
Yeah,
you have advantage
yes.
on every roll for the next hour.
19.
On
Yeah,
every
He
roll?
goes. He goes.
Yes.
Oh, is it already that time? All right. And you watch as he kind of turns to the door, opens it. He scans his card, not really paying attention to it. Opens it and then disappears through the door.
Okay. I kind of just sit
You
here.
Can you stick your
Point
foot
at
in
the
the
door.
door?
You're like, guys, you can get in.
Nah, and I'll sit here and kind of with my arm down, and not to like, because I'm not gonna straight up stick my entire arm out and point, but I'm gonna point to each one at a time and say using message. All right, cool, come on.
Ria will
Just-
approach you and kind of like make a show of kind of like now like speaking to you for like a minute, and, like maybe presenting like her brooch, kind of like to make them people think like, oh, if anyone saw like me go through there, you can say like, oh, she was with like this powerful
Yeah.
whatever thing. They're like maybe like sponsors or whatever. And
Yeah.
so then I'll go through. Maybe you want to follow me through the door.
Or
So I have, like, my escort?
I'll walk up to the door to use my key card
Yeah.
and
You just
swipe
kind
it.
of you just kind of wave your hand in front of it like you have a key card in your hand.
Yeah,
Is
and then I
anyone
go back
else
to my
joining?
post.
Is anyone else joining Ria to go out and do this stuff, or are you guys just leaving it to Ria to do?
I mean, I'm gonna join, but I was seeing if anyone else wanted to go. So this
Yeah,
guy down
that's-
here at the bottom doesn't like. Oh, where'd they all go?
Yeah.
Kind of make it look like I'm a guard.
I am
Wow.
the least bit stealthy, so I'm not gonna do fuck you. I'm staying here.
All right.
I'm gonna go hang out with these guys and riz up the fucking wolf lady some more.
So I guess can I roll for stealth?
Sure. Lebog, are you just staying in the room?
I heard a
Fif-
roll.
15
Okay.
for stealth.
Lebug. Time to make a choice, Lebug.
I guess
Can I help you? Help
she
your lady
was
friend or no?
saying that we're not sneaking, we're just
You
rizzing
could just
'em
be, if you're being casual about it, like moving through the hallway. I will let you roll stealth or performance to like try
Yeah.
to look like you belong there.
Yeah, I'm walking casual.
fuck it. We ball.
So
Cool,
I'm gonna
you
send
know.
I'm gonna send to the Discord chat what I picture Lebog doing. There you go, boys.
Saunter up, get Chad.
And then I swipe it, let you in, and as I let you in, I walk in behind and shut the door.
Okay, door's
And I'm
closed.
also gonna do a stealth. Just as like a... Oh, and would I also have advantage on this too? Oh my god.
Yes.
For the next
Stealth, yeah.
hour? It's broken.
It's
22.
attack rolls, ability checks, and saving throws. Yes, you roll an extra d20.
All right, cool. 22.
Damn.
So
All
is it
right.
like a roll performance?
Yes, you can roll performance to try to blend in.
At least have a +1.
Okay, you all look like you belong, or you just tried to disappear into the hallway. That's really what it came down to. So you guys feel pretty confident in your appearance. Move along. The camera's
gesture
on you
to-
three.
Probably
I'm
like
trying to decide, do I
gesture
stay
that we
as
go
a
this way.
guard?
Well, if you stay as a guard, you look like you're escorting us.
Ah, true. Smart. You're right.
So why don't you? You should probably take the lead even,
Yeah. Cool. Cool.
because we have a security station coming up.
Security checkpoint.
So you move along. As you reach the window, you find the individual behind the desk is unconscious. Has a small cloth over his face over his mouth currently, and seems to just be asleep.
It's our foot.
That may be no bueno. Well, and is the door to go into the office locked?
It is unlocked.
It is
You can
unlocked.
acquire
and,
his. There's a key card on his
I
hip.
want it. Yeah, that's what I want. I want
Yeah.
to pretty much frisk him down and take his key card. Honestly, I'll take his key card. I'll take his ID. And I'll take his personality, or not personality, his identity, and I fully swap into him now.
Okay, yeah, you now have become the guard Simon Ballworth, a human man.
Perfect.
I have pulled
And
a
I have
name
his-
out of a hat. That's where that came from.
Are we able to shut down the security cameras from in there?
No, the security
No.
checkpoint is just to get into the back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm assuming there's a button in here that I can use to unlock the doors so we can go through.
That, and there's a key card slot by the door.
Yep, that too. All right, cool. I'll take his key card. I'll go, shing. Swipe it.
And as the door
Cool.
opens, you find yet another guard unconscious on the ground.
This
Is
isn't
one of our
turning
people
out too
doing
good.
this?
Well, this is why we had to go in the back. There's always shenanigans afoot.
Now,
I will say, as
question,
you enter
guys.
this room as well, with your passive perceptions, you notice the cameras in this room also are deactivated. Something is amiss. Something is not quite right.
I pull out.
Something hanky's going.
I pull out my book because I'm gonna assume I wrote down the map.
Yeah.
Like just made a copy of it in my book. And see that there is a CCTV station just north.
Yes.
And say that's probably a good place to check. Because I don't know where this grimoire is. Book, grimoire, tome.
The assumption is it's in the main vault of the building, which you guys do know where that is based on the map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we might want to. I don't know. What if if they're already this far? Okay. That's not good. Yeah, we should
Okay.
make this far. We should go.
Just keep going.
Just kind of like wondering if they might have already swept the vault and are heading to the loading bay.
Only one way to find out.
Are these cameras off too?
These ones are. When you turn the corner, you can see the one at the very end of the hallway over here is on, but the other two that are close to you are off.
I'd like to go into the CCTV room.
You enter the room, there is another unconscious guard.
All right, cool. Is there a way I could see? I'm assuming there's cameras and everything's recorded. Could I see a replay of what happened, so I know what we're getting ourselves into?
Investigation check.
I can do that. That is a 22.
Okay, with your investigation, going through it, somebody was in here. Somebody did swap out the tapes, and it does look like they've
Wait,
set
that'd be
all
a
of
crit.
Yes, you are seeing evidence that someone came in here, tampered with it, and has put in a tape that is setting them all to look like there is a loop going on. So it looks like nothing is amiss.
So basically,
Whoever-
we don't have to worry about cameras.
It seems to be
Oh,
that
these
way,
cameras.
or at least this side of the building. The other side is probably still working. It does seem like though someone has gotten in just before you all.
We should make haste.
I start walking out the door. I let everybody know. Like, this is vault. And then this is main vault.
The door is slightly cracked open.
Would I get rid of my stealth for opening? Oh, it's already open. Never mind. It's
Yeah,
cracked.
it's
I just
slightly
push
open,
it.
yeah. So going inside, nope, you don't go all the way through. You went too far.
Nope. Sorry.
Going inside, another unconscious guard. This one looks to have been frisked. Perception checks all of you.
They have a gun. Stop resisting.
Perception. 16.
Damn.
Damn.
3.
Did you roll a second die with that one, brother?
I did. I'm rolling everything with advantage.
Okay. As that happens, Rhea, you feel a shift in the air behind you. You feel the hand of someone. You feel a furred hand be placed on your throat as a very sharp pain is in the very front of your throat. A lot of you all hear from behind you a voice that just says, I recommend all of you put your hands up before something happens to your friend here. As you turn and slowly look, there is a hooded Lupin individual with his claws around Rhea's throat.
Sorry, I don't know if you heard that. I say, look, you can actually. What did you steal?
I haven't stolen nothing just yet. I'm still on my way
Well-
into the vault.
What are you trying to steal?
I don't think you're exactly in a position to be asking questions. How about
Hey, look,
you
I'm
tell
trying.
me?
I'm trying to steal something too.
How about you tell me what you're after, and I'll let you know if it's worth my while to not kill your friend here. And you can see he's shifting his claws around. He is definitely looking, like feeling for like the artery in her neck.
Oh, wait a second. Could I do?
So is he technically grappling her right now?
He is holding her by the throat. If she tries to move, something will happen.
Okay. So what I am going to do, I'm gonna point to Labog. Use message, so just mentally, just like a little bit. Do we tell him the truth or no?
I mean, I don't see why not. He's already got a hand to her throat.
And then I drop the message and say, good enough for me. Alrighty, so we are trying to steal a tome. What tome? No clue. It's got a little weird symbol on the front.
Tome, you say? So you're not after any of the jewelry or anything else that's in this vault?
Oh, no, that's all you. You can have it.
I guess that makes things a bit easier. How about this? And you see, he says, first off, I'll let go of your friend. None of y'all make any sudden movements, or it's gonna get messy.
Perfectly fine.
He looks to Labog to look for agreement.
Whatever, yeah.
All right, and he kind of whispers into your ear, and he's like, make any sudden moves, and I will have your throat torn out. And he gently pulls his claws away from your neck. Says,
Jeez, why will you dinner first?
now that we have that matter settled, how about you all get out of my way so I can scan into this vault? And he pulls out the key card to get into the vault.
Okay. Just steps to the side.
Yeah. Moves to the vault. You know, you see him swipe, start, cranking the thing. Whole time you see both of his ears are kind of like moving to like make sure neither of you make a move towards him.
Yeah.
Door opens up. He pauses for a moment as he kind of looks inside and says, I recommend watching your step. This thing's probably rigged with detections and traps and such. And he is going to roll a check for himself. Make this check. Yeah. Okay. He is going to make his way in the vault and move along the edge. Entering the vault.
Camera off?
That camera is off.
Can I do would it be a perception check to see if I see any traps?
Investigation to see if you see traps.
Even better. 22.
22. You notice along the center of the room, there are very thin wires that are hung mere like centimeters above the ground, specifically for detecting people's footsteps. Perfectly placed in a way that someone who knows to be in this vault can step between them without detection. You would also notice with that 22, every single one of the cases in this room is rigged with an alarm of sorts, including at the very center of the room, roughly around this point down here, the tome sits.
I let the cloaked figure know exactly, and would I, because technically that's a 22, it was a crit, would I be able to know exactly where to step to not step on anything?
100%, yeah.
All
Pointing
right,
out
cool.
to him,
I
he would also know, because once you point it out, he would be able to notice them like perfectly.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, so I pretty much point out the area so he can just grab what he wants. We're just gonna go straight for the.
Yeah, you can tell your allies to where to step.
Yeah, and I tell them.
Yeah, he moves along to these cases, and you watch as he goes up to one of them and takes a finger and proceeds to slowly pull it across the glass, actually cutting through the glass as he is doing this while you guys are busy, looking towards the tome.
Yeah, I will walk towards the tome, avoiding all the traps.
I'm gonna add a little thing here for the tome. Actually, no, I won't. It's gonna take too long if I do this. Yeah, so just roughly that spot is where the tome is. You get to the box, looking at it. I'll say with that investigation as well, you can see a means of disarming said alarm without triggering it in any kind of way. But it is going to require a very, very delicate touch.
I have a pretty good dexterity.
I was about to say, I don't think that. I mean, my dex is one of my highest.
I
mean, it's up to you guys.
Do you have thieves' tools? Or
I do not. That's why I'm.
Yeah.
Let's see. Do I have thieves' tools?
You should
I
as
don't
a
know.
rogue.
Let's see. I have string, tinderbox, pittons. Did I not choose thieves? Oh, here it is. Thieves' tools. Yeah, I have thieves' tools.
So if you want to move into the vault to assist Xena.
And then
So
I'm
if you
gonna
wanna roll-
assume.
If you want to
Well-
roll, Rhea, if you want to roll I think you will. Do you have mastery in thieves tools? Actually, if you click on your thieves tools on your character sheet on a foundry, you can roll for thieves tools.
Really? Is that in?
Yeah.
Oh, here it is. Steve's
Yeah.
tools.
If you scroll down to
So-
tool proficiencies.
Yeah, I found it. So I just do a quick advantage or normal or
This would be normal.
It would be normal.
21.
21.
Oh well,
Very-
and yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
add guidance to it, but
It does not matter. Very, very delicate touch. You watch as she, she kind of like pulls out a very old-looking set of tools. Like you've seen modern thieves' tools. You can stick them to things. Like it has a magnet to stick to things and stuff. We've all seen the dude on YouTube that does all the lock picking
lock
stuff.
picking.
The lock
Yeah,
picking
it's
lawyer.
essentially that's what modern stuff looks like.
Mhm.
She has an old leather scroll-looking thieves' tool set that she kind of rolls out on one arm and like pulls out a single piece and is like messing with it. Eventually, disarming the. You watch as the lock pops and she pulls. You see as she disconnects the alarm piece that would tell the. That would essentially turn on the alarm that the glass has been removed, and sets it down so delicately it does not even know that it's been disconnected. Slowly opening the panel to allow the book to be removed. So you are able to pull the tome. You take the tome without issue. And as you do this, you see that the individual has finished, pulling out probably 5 or 6 pieces of like jewelry. It looks like it's 3 rings, a necklace, and a set of bracers of sorts. And he kind of gives you both a nod and just says, well, "You ladies take care." And turns and
I'll kind of like say like wait
he
while
pauses
he's
by
about
the
to
door.
go.
Yeah, he pauses by the door.
We're gonna look real suspicious like if we don't get back to the auction. They know we're after that book. And if when the book is found missing and they try patting us down and they find it, we're gonna be in hot water. So I was thinking we could give you the book. You could come to a third location and we could pay you to transport the book from here to there.
How much would you be paying?
Okay, what was our budget? We had 25 million, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 25 mil was the amount that he was
Si,
able
senor.
to
How about a
spend.
million? Million gold?
You almost if eyes could have a firework display go through him, his eyes light up like a damn 4th of July celebration. He says, "I think you two ladies talk a mighty good bargain."
Mia sat grounds outside of Ironheart Estate. Bring the book. We two will come in our lonesome. Million gold. Sound like a fair transaction?
That sounds mighty fine to me. And he comes over to you guys carefully, moving between the wires. Gently takes the book from you, and you watch as he flips out a bag of holding that he has and slides the book inside and says, "I'll see you ladies later tonight then."
You got a name?
He thinks for a moment.
I nudge her and I say it's
yeah,
kind of rude. Don't do
yeah.
that. don't do that.
He thinks for a minute. He says, "You can just call me Kay."
Alrighty, okay, we'll see you
Okay.
tonight.
And he kind of like he's tipping his hat, like grabs the edge of his hood and kind of like does like the tipping motion, and then just makes his way out of the vault. Kind of.
Cool. And we do the same.
He kind of just gives you a nod, Lebog, and then just rushes off
Let's get back to that party before they realize we're missing. You better put those key cards you purloined back on that guard.
Oh, will do. I still look like a guard. I'm still a guard.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
with
still haven't
the
dropped the form.
mask of many faces, you could look like a guard indefinitely because you could
Yeah.
just keep casting it.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go down here.
I'll say
So I
as
look
you
like
go
this
through the
unconscious guy.
as you go through the office space too, you notice that a vent in the ceiling is now open. This dude slipped through the vents.
I'm going to I'm going to take out my rapier and push the vent closed.
Okay, yeah, you
After.
cover up his tracks. He left the vent open on accident, just didn't realize it. Was just out of there. Then again,
Figure
when
if
you're
we-
exiting, you don't always leave. A
It
key
doesn't
escape.
matter.
Yeah,
It
you're
doesn't
like, I'm
matter.
gone.
They already know the item's been stolen. Then,
Yeah.
like, I mean, so I'll put all this stuff back, and I will actually fully drop my form.
Okay.
Well, time to get back to that party. And, well, shouldn't you stand by the door?
Oh, I've already dropped it.
Oh.
So you guys,
And if
you know,
somebody asks, I have a plan.
Well, I guess we should go over and reconvene our conversation with our guest.
So real quick, during that time, Atlas, did you have anything in particular you wanted to talk to Akira about?
I was honestly gonna make rounds between Akira, Dragonborn, and my feathery
Okay, so yeah,
fellow over
during
here.
the time that they do their little
I
heist
guess
adventure.
to Akira, he'd probably go turn, apologies for taking your guest away.
She would have just been like, no need for that in a situation such as this one. People are pulled away from each other all the time.
And what brings and I'll kind of lean just current head, correct, of your house in tonight to this lovely auction?
There's a few special items. Talking to the wrong boy. There's a few
Yeah.
special items that I'm trying to acquire. Jewelry pieces, as she kind of like gestures to some of the rings on her hand. Which you'd recognize like two of them that she has. You notice she is wearing a ring of protection on her, as well as a ring of mind shielding. Actually, no, the ring of mind shielding with blocked message. She doesn't have that one. She has the... What was it?
Well, no, she could have allowed it.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah. She has
Yeah,
the ring of mind
she
shielding
could've-
because she can't allow it. Yeah. So, yeah. She has the ring of mind shielding. She's allowing people to send her messages. She's not allowing people to probe. You can also see the necklace around her neck is it is a amulet of proof against detection and location, but it's disguised to look like a different type of necklace. You're able to see through the disguise pretty easily.
I mean, yeah, I got 16 on investigation for
Yeah.
passively. I'll just say to her, I'm assuming a lady of your stature wouldn't have come alone as well. Where's your other tonight?
To be honest, I'm not entirely sure where he went. We separated ways before getting in here. He said he had a call to take. Must have been something important and probably pulled him away from the auction entirely. If you want to roll insight, you can.
I mean, do you really want me to do that?
I'll let you roll
I'll
insight.
do it. I'll do it, but I don't know if you're gonna like this outcome.
Roll
I
it
got
on
a
Foundry.
crit for a 22.
You got 20. You notice a slight twitch in her ear that's indicating that she knows exactly where her counterpart is, or at least the one she brought with her. Not her counterpart necessarily, but the one that was with her. She knows exactly what they're doing right now.
You mean not saying the same character is stealing fucking jewelry? Anyways, I don't know, just for everyone else's
No,
sake.
yeah,
I
he-
didn't read far enough to know.
I'm gonna make a note too. This character was made 2 days ago. He's
Yeah,
not even
yeah,
on the
no,
list.
Yeah, he ain't on the list. You threw out that name there a second ago, and I'm like, I don't fucking know who this guy is.
Who the fuck is K?
Listen, I'm putting furry and furry together. All right, 1 + 1 = 2. Anyways,
It's Ket.
It's Ken. His name was Ken all
Ketamine.
along.
No,
Ketamine.
Ket. K-E-T,
Ket.
like ketamine.
That's crazy.
just kind of look. With that insight check, do I have a suspicion at least?
You definitely feel that she's lying to you, and she doesn't. You don't have a suspicion that they're stealing.
That's fine. I can.
But
yeah,
you
that's
know
fine.
she's up to something.
Well, knowing you, when this isn't a slight, I can imagine he's at least doing a good business venture. I hope the rest of the auction goes well for you tonight. And I do owe you a drink as promised, and if your significant other makes an appearance, I will happily get him one as well. Kind of give her a wink as well.
Yeah. You give her a wink, and you. There's a slight moment that you can see on her face that she knows that you know. She kind of makes.
She knows that I know that we're all getting up to some tomfoolery.
Yeah. She goes, it will be a good night. I can assure you that much.
Well, it was good talking to you, and I hope to maybe see you in the future for business endeavors, if you want to call them that.
Yeah, she gives you a smirk and says, same to you. She says, as always, you know, if you're looking for a little fun, I know where to find it. And she kind of turns away from you, kind of like waving her hand in the air, kind of like fluttering her fingers a little bit. She walks a few feet away.
I guess Thomas would be the only one up with me at this point. And just
Yeah, the rest of
turns to
them,
him and go.
I'm gonna make them disappear from existence.
Yeah, I just looked at Thomas and go, she's trouble. Could be fun.
That wasn't the idea I had, but I mean, if it goes that way.
At my age, you know, everything's an adventure if you're open enough to it.
I kind of like tilt my head and go, "How old are you?"
Touche. How
Fresh
old
child.
is Atlas? I don't even think I gave him a designated age.
I think at this point he's like in his 60s. Like he's not.
He's a dwarf.
Dwarves
That's the other
live for
thing.
like 100 and
He's like
something
double.
years. So like
a
60
dwarf
is like
for a dwarf.
middle aged.
He's a mark
No,
dwarf. He
dwarf-
lives for
dwarf is like
170. Yeah,
Oh,
no, he lives for a
170?
little longer.
Okay, you're young. You're 60. You're young.
350 on average, actually. He's still
Huh?
technically a teenager.
Yeah, I just pulled up the background sheet. For,
Okay, maybe
the
not.
s-
He
the
is a
species.
full-fledged adult. He's been around for a while, so like maybe 120 or something.
Yeah, so the mark of warding dwarfs, they live a little extra longer just due to the nature of the curse. So yeah, he's gonna be getting up there.
Pick an age.
Damn, fuck, man. So Remus is like young. That kid is. That
He
kid's
is-
like
He just
one.
popped out the womb in comparison.
God,
bitch
damn, bro, I
walking
gotta
day
completely
3, bro.
change. Yeah, I gotta change a lot of things.
As it
That's
turns
good to
out,
know.
he's 20 years old.
Yeah. Nah, the opposite. Remus is actually just now developing speech.
That's why he called you all
Damn.
funny looking.
Yeah.
How long until the auction itself starts?
By this
I'd
point,
assume
once-
probably by
yeah.
the time we're going to talk with the Dragonborn, they'd be
by the time you
rolling up.
guys are like in the vault, they've starting to do the announcements, like doing the initial stuff, the time you guys left, they had just started the auction.
Oh, let's get in there.
Why am I and Atlas the only one on the screen?
Because the others are in the back doing their thing right now. We're
They're
Right.
in
Oh,
the
yeah.
shadow
Yeah, we're
realm,
running, yeah.
Jimbo.
I had to send you to the Shadow Realm, Jimbo. So you go to the.
Sorry, Jimbo,
Yeah.
but I gotta send you to Shadow Realm.
You went up to
We
Galleon.
all make mistakes in the heat of passion, Jimbo.
Ever since I sat on that banana, my life has forever changed.
Will that change now?
That is a life-changing experience.
You knew Tron was the most unhinged character in that show. We're just gonna say
He was
this
a
real
good
quick.
father.
He was a very good father. Anywho, you walk up to Galleon.
Cody, what the hell did you send me on Instagram? What is this shit?
Oh, I
What
don't know.
would you like to say to Galleon, Atlas?
Don't look at his bird.
Yeah,
Look at
Galleon
him.
is the Dragonbone, and his bird.
I
He is.
understand. Yeah, I see
Yeah.
it. I see him and his bird and go.
Yeah.
So you're not the only one who brought their familiar in, I see.
She gets a bit upset if I don't bring her with me. She doesn't like being far from my side.
Mine's the same way, but she likes to keep some distance. And he'll kind of gesture up towards the ceiling and go and turn back to him and just go, but I think you already knew that.
I could tell when she, Umbra here told me that she was up there.
Oh, no, not trying to be stealthy or anything, hence the drinks. Can't be sneaking if you're drunk, can I? You know what I'm saying?
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised.
I am unfortunately not blessed with that attribute,
Oh, nor am I.
amongst
but
other things,
I
according
was
to my lady.
I was friends with many who were.
You seem like a gentleman of many tales. How rude of me. Atlas Ironheart. Pleasure to meet you.
Galleon Dredge, commander of
And
the flock.
This is my acquaintance. I don't know Thomas's last name.
Thomas.
Thomas. Thomas T.
Humberton.
Do you have a last name?
Yes.
What is it?
Humberton.
This is my acquaintance, Mr. Humberton. A scholar over at one of the colleges.
As you say that, his raven all of a sudden just go, "Hi, hi."
I give the raven a bow. Tiny
it-
little bow.
It does the little what is that click noise they make? The clunk clunk.
Like it's clacking its beak.
Yeah, it does click its beak a few times too as well.
Hell yeah! And of course I bow deeper to the Dragonborn and say, "How do you do?"
He kind of gives you a slight nod. Not he doesn't seem like the bowing type. He gives you a slight nod though and says, "It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. You don't seem like the kind that's around here. You definitely feel more of the Normandy variety."
Insight. Is he saying that as an insult?
You don't need to roll insight. He's saying that as in he has seen a lot of people. He is identifying you as someone from Normandy.
It is a compliment.
If you say so. Oh. I nod and go, "You'd be correct." I teach him one of the colleges there.
A very honest profession. Something a lot quieter than the long life I've had on the sea.
A sailor, is it?
Fleet captain.
Oh,
Even more prestigious.
Any news from across the way, Captain?
Mostly quiet. A few odd storms here and there, and the occasional disappearance of various ships. Nothing we haven't been able to handle so far, as well as the recent dispatching a few zeniths ago of a very large group of pirates that has been causing an issue just off the coast of Saichila.
Oh. I may have a buddy or two who is affected with the trade routes over there, then. That explains a lot.
Paid quite a fair amount of money in order for us to dispatch their little problem.
So are you hoping to recoup some of those funds here tonight, or simply spend your reward?
I was actually invited by Zeldrif here. And he just kind of gestures over. Zeldrif, who's standing about, good 10 feet away. Just kind of listening in on the conversation, but doesn't say anything. He just says, I took a bit of time to get my land legs back for a bit before heading out to the seas once more. It's been a little over a year since the last time I set foot on land. So this is a nice change of pace.
Glad to see you've returned safely. And it's good to see you as well, Mr. Zeldrif. How much would Atlas know of Zeldrif?
You've definitely met Zeldrif, considering he is the Archmage of Almoria.
Yeah, but how much would I know of him?
You know that he was a key player in the story of the Heroes of Almoria. He was actually one of their contacts who gave them quite a bit of things to help them.
Do I know who he likes to tango with, if you know what I'm saying?
You have heard rumors that he is either... What is the word I'm looking for? Formally with or simply working with an amethyst dragon. But those are rumors. You're not entirely sure if those are true.
Good, but Atlas is tipsy. So anyways, it's good to see you, Archmage Zeldrif. Shocking to see you here, for certain. Is the missus not here today?
He kind of raises an eyebrow and says, I beg your pardon?
I tease. Simply heard of some rumors. Wanted to see if I could get a reaction out of you. I'll blame the alcohol, but also probably my wife would say poor manners.
Well, a rumor is just a rumor at the end of the day. If you want to roll insight on him, let's roll insight on him.
What does a 17 get me?
He is beating you on that. You can't tell. Yeah, you can't tell if he's lying to you or not about that. If it's
That's
just
fine.
a rumor.
I just want to poke fun at him.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be like a dick, but I just want to see if a reaction, just to confirm for myself. That's what Alice is doing.
He is very steadfast and very stoic about this. So you didn't get any reaction like you might have been hoping for.
I assume you're here for some of the older artifacts, correct? Maybe pre-calamity.
You would be correct on that. The little tome they're advertising seems quite interesting, to be completely honest. Something I've not ever witnessed myself and have never read about, considering I have a multitude of sources that should have had information on such things. Also, the
Wow.
three of you that just did their little heist thing, you haven't re-entered the room, and you can see where they are by this point. The auction is like beginning to rev up, like someone's talking on stage. Zeldorf is paying you much attention, but is also like half paying attention to the stage.
I'm doing the same slightly.
Can I point at Atlas and use message?
Yes.
Okay. While it's all starting up, I use message while pointing at Atlas, letting him know that we can go now. We have the book. Well, the book's no longer in the building.
I think it would look suspicious if we left now.
Well, I can add. I'll acknowledge this and just be like, understood, but probably best we stay here.
As you do send that message, I will say, Atlas with actually, what's everyone's passive perceptions?
I think mine's 10.
10.
My passive perception is 10.
12.
Let me see. Let me double check.
But the owls
10.
is 15.
What? What? Oh, you're out.
Not you. Yeah. The other one, the
Labog would
non-sentient
notice this.
one.
As this is happening, and you two are exchanging messages to one another, Labog, you would notice Akira bring a. She kind of like stands up a slight bit, her ears twitching, and kind of like presses a finger just below her ear, mutters something under her breath, and is going to turn towards the door and walk out of the building.
She was the one who was looking for the book, right?
She was one of the possible ones to do that. She was curious, not necessarily getting.
She
the
was
book.
here for the jewelry.
Yeah, she wanted jewelry.
Not cutting which is his name off, I will say, well, it both sounds like we're interested in the same artifact. I'll stretch a hand out and go, may the best man win.
I see it no other way. He shakes your hand. He says, you seem like a man with... You definitely are a man with deep pockets. I am sure this will be somewhat of a challenge.
That may be true, but I'm also a man who knows when to quit. And when faced with someone of, well, your stature and, might I say, tales, I know when to call it.
Kind of gives you a smile and just kind of... For someone in your position, you are a lot wiser than others that I've met. Especially with the amount of wealth that you have.
Well,
And-
you don't get wealthy by being stupid. Well, you could, but you wouldn't keep it very long.
You don't live as long as I do without being very cautious about what you do.
Now, I see the auctions are starting. And if it's no inconvenience to you, say while this is going on, since we both know what we're looking for. Drink or two while we chat. Seeing how you've been around for quite some time, I would love to pick your brain on some topics. Maybe even some of the great adventuring party themselves.
Sure.
I heard they were
enjoy-
called the Chaos Crusaders back in the day.
Oh, yes, that interesting group of individuals that showed up much later than the first half of that group. Especially the little one. Unnerving the amount of power he had. Especially in the end.
I hear he's still kicking. But I thought you two were friends, or at least that's what the rumors said.
Friends is a loose term, more of acquaintances by situation. He stumbled essentially into my areas of expertise, and I felt that it was only responsible of me to try to lead him in the at least somewhat sane direction, considering he was on a very unstable path that even I couldn't get him off of. But in the end, it seems that everything has kept him alive regardless, even after his little short departure from the land of the living during the Great War.
That is something I was unaware of, and I'll kind of slick back my hair, and while I do so, make sure he sees the ring of the two snake heads. I'm just kidding. That's a fucking joke that he doesn't have that.
Yeah, I was gonna
That's
say
a joke. That's a fucking jab at you.
some fucking Death Eater shit, like some secret, like, oh my god. I flashed the tattoo
That'll
I'm
be
not supposed to
wild.
have.
Yeah, I flashed
the
the
fuck?
tattoo that I don't know about nor should obtain.
Yeah. Like,
Alright,
god
that'll
damn.
be it for RP. If I'll go other people can do shit. I ain't supposed
Okay.
to be here.
I think we might want to try bidding on another item.
Well, I'll use message and I'll say, well, actually, is it
You guys-
fine if they bid on other shit?
It should be. The other items are. Oh shit! I didn't make a list of other items. I was mostly focused on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Cause I have the same sheet you do, and fucking, I don't know. I'll just say back to them. Yes. Do as well. Keep a little more than half, just in reserves for a bidding war.
Roger.
You all need to also remember that you owe K $1 million. So.
Oh, a million.
Yeah.
Okay, so $1 million out
So
of
we
the
keep
25.
up to 12.
So yeah, I'd say keep 14.
I'm pulling up
So
my list.
spend 10.
Spend 10.
Okay, going through my list. Let's see. The items that appear during the biddings. There are. I have 7 pages worth of things to scroll through real fast. This one's a fun one. There's a set of bells that are placed before that look to be called the bells of. No, these are not supposed to appear. Just kidding. Someone else is supposed to.
That's crazy. I know what that is.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Stop it.
Yes.
Non-canon.
Sorry. There is
Yeah, non-canon. There's
a
bells.
dagger that is being sold that is called the Bullseye Dagger. Looks to be a rare item of sorts, something that was found around the time of the war between Sarthag and Almoria. There is. No, not that. I am not giving you that charm. I'm slowly pulling up the things that
You should totally put in. Give me one sec. I'm doing some looking.
He's making a lot of noises. I don't know if this is a good idea.
A bell branch.
A bell branch?
Yeah.
I don't even know what this item is, bruv.
I know what that item is. Do not put it in.
It's a wondrous item. It's a wondrous.
Entertain that shit. No.
There is there is what looks to be called a dragon skull shield. A shield that looks to be made of the skull of a dragon construct. There is
I
a
have
glaive.
one that might.
There is an item called a glaive of purification that looks to be a high bidder.
I'm gonna send this to you, my brother.
My brother in crust. You wouldn't be crazy if
My
I just
brother in
very-
crust.
That's a very rare item.
No, I don't want to give them that.
I didn't think you would, but just having it.
No, I have it. I already have stuff. Oh, there's also a pelt that looks to be called the polymorphic pelt.
That's nuts.
What items do we want to go in on? I think the dagger could be useful for me. Do we want to go in on the pelt?
I don't care. None of them are interesting to me.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna,
like,
I'm gonna
I can
keep
already-
scrolling through just in case, but I think that's gonna be it.
Oh,
Remember, it's part of our cover.
There's one other thing that I can think of.
The Great Hammer, Oonga Boonga.
Necklace of prayer
No.
beads.
Necklace of prayer beads.
Yes. Only because
Oh,
it's not
sorry.
too
There is another one.
crazy.
There is a rifle as well. That is labeled as the Traveler's Rifle. Kind of a older model of a hunter's rifle. That looks to have runes carved into the scope of it. Oh, what is
I
this?
want a boomstick.
I sent you the stat sheet, by the way.
Yeah, I haven't really seen anything that.
Interesting item.
It is, and I'd say it's fairly balanced.
Oh,
It's something I will bring in later because I think.
But
we
I'm
have
also
good
playing
list.
devil's advocate, so
Yes.
F it.
yeah.
So any of these items catch your interest before certain things are going to unfold.
Jesus Christ, what in the?
I think we should go in. I personally want the dagger for selfish reasons, but I think we should go in for that polymorphic pelt as well.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait, what? That's an item?
Yeah.
What? Is that an item we want to be bidding for?
No, sorry. I'm distracted by something else. Jesus Christ.
The pelt could be a good item.
Yeah, the pelt would be
I
a
mean-
great item. Also, if they put this ring in there, that would be. Tyler would shoot this shit down so fast.
Only one way to find out, right?
No, 100%. I'll tell you right now.
He
Only
knows
one
me.
way to find out.
Evan knows me because he's pushed that limit before.
It's
I
the
push
Ring
that
of Shooting
limit.
Stars.
I'm telling you.
100% no.
If you need 'em.
Hell no.
Yeah,
Hell no.
yeah. 4d12 of lightning damage on top
Like,
of
that's-
5d4
that
fire
is not
damage.
as-
That's
so-
crazy.
The
Well,
only
then
other
let's
one
just just make one that's not as powerful. I just really want some stuff, like some light magic that I
can
can't
give
learn.
you a ring that gives you light. You don't need a ring that gives you light and also summons the goddamn stars, brother. You're level 3.
This is a little early. Magical items will come in time. I swear to God, they
I
will.
want to be Radon. I
good.
want to
Yeah,
be
no.
Radon.
Don't worry, you're good. There's an entire sheet on the notes page dedicated to artifacts. You're fine.
What about this one?
So, Bullseye Dagger. How much you guys willing to bid? At least your initial bid.
Who goes? Well, is anyone else going to go first?
Well, what's the
Um,
starting bid?
Yeah, it's a starting bid.
12 million.
1 million?
10,000 gold pieces initially.
Oh,
I'll put up our sign 20,000.
20,000.
Brother Cody, this is no.
the,
I'm telling you
uh,
no.
The Damien puts up a bid. 100,000.
150. Okay.
He raised an eyebrow, a bit curious. 200,000.
150K.
I'll send this to him.
You said 150K. He said 200K.
Yeah, I said 250.
Oh, you said 250.
Yeah, I said 150 before.
I'm gonna flip a coin on this to see if he actually dips out or not. He stands down. Seems intrigued by it, by your sudden desire for this.
I don't even know what it is. All I know is I'm a rogue and I like stabby, but also I think we need to kind of create sense that we're here for more than just that book that's no longer here. So when shit hits the fan, we're not really being suspected as much.
Okay, yeah. You end up winning the bid. 250K. Not the most expensive item in the world. As for the pelt, and I will tell you what it is to add later. As for the pelt, first bid, $1 million right off the bat.
Not shocking.
1,000,000, 5,000. I mean 500,000.
Roll. That's strange. I forgot a space. Oh no, I forgot
It's not rated.
D20. There we go. All right. 2 mil.
2.5 mil.
2.5 mil. All right. People stop bidding. So
I think we
2.5
won those
mil.
2 items.
You got the
So-
pelt, the polymorphic pelt.
And you
Alright.
put out word that we're also looking for that book. So I think it makes sense if we stop bidding on stuff.
I would
Because
so-
now it looks like we have money left over.
I would also say one of the other items being bid, and I'm saying this because Tyler, you'd be fine with this. It is serpent scale armor, solely because it's just studded leather armor.
It is an old set from like a war or something.
Yeah, it yeah. There's a set of that, but none of you
Armor,
would
you
benefit
say?
from that shit.
Excuse you, sir.
Did you say armor?
I mean, you said it's leather armor, so it's just
Studded leather.
It's called serpent scale mail or serpent scale armor.
It's
studded
essentially
leather armor,
Scale mail.
but
It's wherever you went
Or
to.
is it leather armor? Does it count as leather?
it's a 14.
It
Gives you
says
an
scale
AC of
mail.
14 plus
It is scale
dex
mail, okay, so it's-
modifiers with no cap. That would probably start bid at 2.
Yeah, that one starts at 2 mil because it is a
That is
war item.
that is a war item. Specifically, there's one person I'm thinking of who had this shit.
Would it be his?
Do you want to go after it? As long
Do
as
it.
we stay
I mean-
like just as long as we have like maybe like 13 million
You-
left, we're fine.
the
You
only
have-
benefit
you
it
have-
have over my armor is it doesn't give the disadvantage on stealth. So, nah, I don't need it.
Okay.
You
guess
hear
that-
someone in the background say 2.5. Another person would yell 3.
3.5.
Yeah.
And so on and so on.
Incredible.
Do we
I'm
know
just
when?
giving options so you know the auction seems lively.
Do we know in what order items are being presented?
Around this point, once the traveler's rifle is the last one that's auctioned off, the announcer goes up to say something as someone comes up and whispers in their ear, and they look a little distraught. Before turning to the crowd and saying, "We're gonna have a slight delay due to a technical issue we're having at the moment," and the man's gonna quickly like dart off the stage, and you see people like running around.
So like
given-
consulting, like is this like around the time like the jewels or the book would have gone up?
Yeah, that was. As you see this happening, you see someone come over to Zeldriff, kind of whisper something into his ear. He kind of gives him
I'm
a
just-
nod, and
Atlas at this point would just be yelling at me like, this is blasphemy. What is this? You call yourself professionals.
which one of you wants the polymorph pelt? By the way, I'm adding them to inventories.
Someone want a polymorph belt?
I'll take it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you take it.
they won the polymorph pelt, so
Yeah,
they won
we had
2
to make it.
bids.
See, I told that guy I was here for like a few items. I didn't say I was here for the book though. So
There you go. Rhea and Zin can refresh their D&D Beyond pages. They have 2 items acquired.
Yippee!
yeah, I'll refresh my page on Foundry as well.
Yep, if you want to, upload your stuff. Okay, so as this happens, though, people start, talking. Several people try to go to leave. Guards stop them. In the kind of chaos of it all, everyone's kind of like asked to remain seated. Everything else, they got to do some checks, stuff like that.
Would I be able to look over at Zeldriff and ask something?
Yeah.
And just look over and go, someone came to speak with you. I'm assuming you have some insider information the rest of us don't.
It seems our little quarry has been removed from the premises and no one knows where it's gone. It's a pity. I really would have liked to have seen that book. Anyways, he turns towards the individual that walked over to him and just glances back to you all and says, well, I have no reason to stay here, so I'll see you all. I guess if you end up in Almoria, I may see you there. And he places a hand on the shoulder of the individual. Oh, sorry, what are you saying?
I was gonna say if well, seeing how my own competition's heading out, might as well join you. You want to keep drinking?
No, I have some work to attend to back home, and it's best that I only use one use of the teleport spell.
Fair enough. All right. I'll look to the rest of you. I guess we're heading out. Auction's over. The items no longer here. Is that the official statement they're going with? I'll turn back towards Eldritch.
Yeah, it is gone. So he's gone. You watch as he just teleports, and one of the guards, like, someone goes to like try to stop him, and it's like, hey, wait, and he vanishes. It's just like, oh shit.
Looking at the guard and go, that's the official statement. Is it's no longer here.
He gives a nod and says, if you want to leave, you're gonna have to go through screening.
Fine.
Let's go through screening.
Next time I come for an auction, I expect better. I hope your boss knows this.
He kind of gives a nod. You're all kind of, individually frisked. Make sure, you have nothing you're not supposed to. Given your items after the fact as well. Kind of sent out. You all head back to the manor. Kind of late into the night. It's about 10 or 11 o'clock.
The minute we get in, he's turning around.
He's turning around
Down
to...
it goes. To, it was Zin who had sent me the message, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And turns to him and goes, so are you sure we got the item? Because you don't seem to have it on you.
70-30. I'll be right back. And I grab
Oh,
the other
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
well, before you go, it'll open the door, and then the owl's gonna go out as well.
okay.
Now you can go.
Walk with Rhea. And just wait outside. Hoping.
Yep, you all wait there, hour passes, 2 hours pass, it's quiet, your hope's kind of dwindling, you're kind of feeling that you might have gotten tricked, and as you, start getting to the point of, about hour and a half in of, I don't think he's showing up, perception checks, both of you.
I will also roll.
Perception.
I wouldn't have advantage for this one.
17.
2.
Tyler, I sent you a message.
Yep.
But I'm not saying it.
Oof. You would see a dark flash kind of moving through kind of the nearby trees or whatever. Kind of a hooded figure shooting through your owl, noticing this. You'd also get the feeling that he sees your owl. And there is a moment of this individual dashing through, and something strikes right beside the owl. Almost like a warning shot. As you see, a dagger sticking in the tree right next to the owl's head. Before it just kind of, dematerializes. And as he, reaches the two that are, hanging out, Rhea, you would actually hear him, and you turn to see him pretty much looming over Xena for a moment. He's just kind of, standing behind her. Kind of creepy, just because he just suddenly appeared and now is just kind of looming. Xena has no idea what was going on. And Xena, you suddenly just feel a just warm breath on the back of your neck.
Ugh.
Just kind of feel it's shady. Like I'm gonna go meet a man out in the middle.
I agree. I don't know who said that, but I agree.
I know who said that.
Is it who I think it is?
Sorry, it's my mom.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, different person.
Yeah, but he just appears behind Xena, just kind of Xena. You feel just the slightest warmth of his breath behind you. This is,
What did Rhea get on her perception?
I got 17.
Okay.
He says, hope I didn't keep you two ladies waiting too long.
Not too long. Oh, okay. And she'll have kind of a pouch of. No, I'm guessing if we're doing 1,000,000 gold, we're probably dealing in bills.
I think
Yeah,
it's more of a
it's-
wire transfer.
You would just go
Call
to
me
pull out
old-fashioned.
something. You would go to pull out something, and then you feel a tap on your shoulder. And Atlas is standing there with a bag.
Kind of leans over, and you've never seen this individual before, but his eyes definitely remind you of Akira's.
He's just looking at this individual and just goes, "So, you're the acquaintance you spoke of. Pleasure to meet you."
It seems she ratted me out.
Oh, didn't rat you out. Just doesn't have as good of a poker face as she thinks.
This is my employer.
Well, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. And I'm going to have to talk with her about that later on. 'Cause I don't need her blowing my cover when I try to do shit like this. And he reaches into his cloak and pulls out the tome. Says, heard somebody wanted this.
I just, as soon as he pulls it out, it just starts floating on his own and deposits itself in Atlas's arm through unseen servant. And
I assume just trades the gold the moment you do that.
He just puts the bag in his hand and goes, "It's platinum." Lighter weight.
You see him kind of like hold it in his hand, and he kind of like looks off in the distance, kind of like testing the weight in his hand, and then kind of tosses it in the air and just catches it once more. Says, "Yeah, that feels about right. Pleasure doing business."
Tell
You
your
ever need-
missus I said hi, and I'll have to get both of you a drink next time.
If you ever need services like mine, we ain't hard to find. Probably contact my sister, and she can point you in the right direction. Considering she's the one with all the goals and the aspirations, I just do the dirty work. He turns and heads off into the trees, kind of disappearing into the shadows as he kind of walks off. It's like yeah, as he's like walking, like you see him like pass through a thing of moonlight, and then the next set of moonlight, he just doesn't reappear. Just gone.
Atlas looks at the two of them and is like, "You two did good work." I'll tell the rest of them they did good work as well, but that's for inside. About time for payment, I'd say.
And I think that's a good place to end tonight's session. We'll talk about logistics for the next session once we've finished the stream, just because you guys will have some deciding to do over the next week.
But can I
So,
at least
we
tell
hope-
them what they got paid for?
Sure. Let's talk
Yeah,
about
they'd go back into the same room. Atlas would tell them, appreciate the help, yada yada, and puts the bag down on the table and tells them it's 200,000 gold in there.
So split 5 ways, right?
Yes.
Split 4 ways.
4 ways, yeah. Sorry, 4 ways.
I'm not taking any.
Based how much?
200,000. That's
We get
50,000.
I will explain the logistics on that after we finish streaming. So, now that we've distinguished that, and we all know that you all are rolling big in the dough right now, we hope you guys enjoyed chat. If you did, check out the follow us on Twitch or join the Discord for updates when we go live. We may be moving to this Wednesday schedule. We'll kind of confirm that next week or the week after. And if you want to catch up on previous episodes, go check out the YouTube page. We have all of our episodes that we've ever recorded posted there, except for the one that didn't make it. The very first session we ever ran. So, we hope you guys enjoyed. Hope to see you all in the next one. Peace.